doing? How are you?
I'm good.
You look
I'm good. Do they recognize me?
Oh my God.
I hit the ugly and fixed the do.
She's crazy, literally crazy. But guys, I just wanted to tell you guys all that are here, we've already done the interview, so it's all about me. You guys know it's always about me, so I know it all now. You guys can go away. We've been in the back room chit-chatting. It was, oh my God. Literally, guys, if you don't know Ronnie, you're going to know Ronnie. Ronnie is, and not because she's here, friggin' amazing. Amazing. I love this woman. Love her.
Thank you.
You are. No crying. No crying.
Okay.
Ready? You can take some deep breaths. Let's take some deep breaths. Blow it. Okay. Take another one. Okay, the last one, hold it. Bend over, blow it out your ass.
Oh, hell no. No, that would sound like a foghorn, I'm afraid.
Oh my God. All right, everyone know that this is Ronnie G, famous Ronnie G. She's always supporting everyone in the chat. And she goes on everyone. I mean, wherever I go, I see Ronnie G. So she's a huge supporter, a buyer. She's a lot more than that. That's for sure. That is for sure. So let's say good morning to some people that are here. Young Star Girl, good morning, honey. Mwah. I know you have a show this morning at 10:30. Thank you for coming in. You're amazing. And I watched some of your videos yesterday. That was awesome. And then we got our beautiful soul, Bonnie.
Oh, you gotta love Bonnie. If you don't love Bonnie, there's something wrong with you.
Seriously? Right? I agree with that 100%. If you don't love Bonnie, then I don't want to be your friend.
Go away. Go far, far away.
And we have Stacy. Good morning, Stacy. Good morning, honey. And we have Shadow Woman in the house.
Rhonda.
Thanks for the heart attack. Webs. Good morning, Webs. Mwah. Good morning. How are you? And Jabby is here. Good morning, Jabby. How are you? Or is it Jabbity? Jabbity. I'm going to start calling you Jabbity. I like Jabbity.
I like Jabbity too.
I do. I love Jabbity. Devin came up with that name. That's a great name. And we have a little old, a little new, my beautiful, beautiful Pam. She was on last night with Hemlock. She did an auction. Great job. Great job. Love watching you. She was also on Shadow Woman's, which is amazing. And Brian, Mr. Buys a lot too. Mwah. She's got her own channel. Guys, subscribe to her. And then we got Danny May. Good morning, Danny May. Can't wait for Tuesday. I'm going to be on Danny May's.
Oh, are you?
I'm going to be, yeah. And
oh my God.
It's going to be a funny show. Oh my God. Who else do we have here?
My daughter's in the chat.
She is? I'm trying to get down there. Hey, Helen. Good morning. I saw you on Johnny's. I was lurking. Good morning, honey. I've said it before. The clock just popped for Susana. It did. It always does. It's on my time. And Nicole. Good morning, Nicole. Good morning, honey. And we have, who else do we have? Oh my God, Eric. Good morning, Eric. Hey, you sexy man.
Eric, you're a pain, but we love you anyway.
Oh my God, I adore Eric. He's the only man that I'll take shit from.
I don't take it.
And
I just give it.
And Wes.
I just, no.
Good morning, Wes.
Wes, go back to bed.
Oh, Jill is here. Good morning, Jill. My beautiful Jill. Good morning, honey. And Dana, the woman with the beautiful voice. Good morning, honey. There's your daughter.
Yes, there's my daughter.
Kristen, I have to say, I love your mom. I am in love with your mom. Your mom is amazing. She's super awesome. She's got an amazing personality, kind of personality that I always attach myself to. I love it, love it, love it. Amazing. And then
She's just like me, so be scared, be very scared.
Ronnie's a stripper on the side. I just read it. I had read only your name. And then we have Hemlock Tania, who kept me on the phone.
Scooter.
Mwah! I love you. Let's see. Shadow Man. I'm just going down. Oh, Papa J Smurf is here. Good morning, Papa J.
Papa J.
I hope you're feeling well. Who else? Hi. She's all right. I think I'll keep her.
You
Can
have
we share? I want to share. She's definitely a people person. She was blessed with that.
That's my baby is too.
Oh, I know how much she loves you. That's a fact, Kirsten. Great mom. And we have Philly Flipper Paul. Hey, Paul. How are you? And I think I'm caught up. I am. So,
Did Scooter wash her ass?
I don't know. I don't think so, because you know why? She called me first thing this morning. So I don't know if she washed her ass. I'm just going on my phone so I can turn Kirsten blue. There we go. I think she was the only one. There we go. I gave you sprinkles, honey. Just going up, making sure that everybody is. I want everyone to feel special and loved, because you are. Yep. All right.
And my sister might pop in. So
okay. You let me know when she does, so that way I can give her some sprinkles as well.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome. Here we go. Bobby, Booby. Hello.
There's our Bobby. We love Bobby.
Gotta love me some Bobby. Booby. Gotta love me some Booby.
Booby.
And then we have Barry. Good morning, Barry.
Hi, Barry.
How are you? He's got great content as well.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. And he's got a beautiful family. Oh my stars.
He does. Absolutely. All right, so we can start if you want to.
I'm ready when you are, sister.
All right, awesome. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us like where you were born and all that great stuff.
I was born in a hospital. No, I was born here in Tucson, but I grew up in a small mining town about 60 miles northwest of Tucson called Silverbell. It was a copper mining town.
Okay.
And that's where I spent my formative years. And then we moved to northern New Mexico, lived there for 3.5 years, moved back to Arizona for another mining job because that was my dad's type of work. Lived there. 2 weeks after we graduated, we moved back to Tucson, lived here a couple of years, and then moved to Tennessee, where I spent 42 years visiting.
Now, is that where you met your husband? Was in Tennessee?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so I met him through my dad.
Oh, wow.
He was a friend of my dad's. Of course, we dated for like 6 months before it was ever announced. Because he's only a year younger than my dad.
And that's okay.
Hey, I got a beautiful daughter. Mm-hmm. My greatest accomplishment in life. So
our kids are usually our greatest accomplishment.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Definitely. So did you go in Tucson? Was that where you did your elementary school and middle school and graduate?
Well, my elementary school was a little place. At the time, it was little. It's grown. It was called Marana. It was a farming community. We rode the school bus like 25 miles to go to school. And I mean, I enjoyed, I still have friends, my mother grew up with their parents. And it's bad to have the same teachers that your mother did. Yeah. And then we moved to New Mexico, and I was there till probably 6-7 weeks before my sophomore year ended. Then we moved back to Arizona, a place called Miami.
Uh-huh.
And I graduated from there and then moved to Tucson.
Okay.
And I worked for the county here for 2 years.
Did you go to college?
Nope. Well, I did when I got to Tennessee, but after all this time, I'm still a freshman. 40-something years later, I'm still a freshman.
So you're one of those that you'll always stay as a freshman.
Yeah, because I didn't know what my area of interest was.
Yeah.
And if I don't know what I want to be.
Mm-hmm. You have that.
This,
You're the type of personality that you dabble here and there and whatever piques your interest, right?
Right. I'm a people person.
Yes.
I had people tell me I would do great in PR. Like I can sit and talk to you all, but if we were in a group and you expected me to stand up and talk, forget it. Excuse me, forget it. I would just laugh myself through it.
So you had said that a lot of the kids and friends that you had when you were small, you're still very close to them as well? Oh, was that me? We lost her. She'll be back. She will. We take this time until she comes back. I know Robin came in. There she is.
Free.
It just cut out for a little bit.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. No, it happens. It definitely happens. You were talking about your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Did you stay, or are you still in close contact with them?
Yes, I am. My best friend since we were like 3 or 4. Yeah. Still friends. And then my best friend from high school, of course. My younger friends, I mean, the kids I had that were friends when I was in elementary school, they graduated from a different high school, but our schools were in the same, I guess, what is it?
District.
We played each other.
Oh, awesome.
So I got to see, I knew people all over, but when your dad or husband or whomever is in the mining industry, it's really a small world because everywhere I went, I knew people that I knew from before.
Now you were saying that you played with them, meaning were you like on a sports team?
Oh, hell no.
Oh, so you're just meaning like you hanged out with them and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Cruise the strip, hollering at the boys.
So, how old were you when you got married?
I was 28.
You were 28. And you waited, I mean, that's not a long time. Now it's not a long time because people tend to kind of get married in their 30s and whatnot after school. But I don't want to say back then because it makes you sound so old. But
I am, though.
People tended to get married in their early 20s or their teens, late teens. Did you, was there a reason why you waited, or?
I didn't want to get married. I didn't want to be tied down. And Kristen, I love you more than life itself, but I didn't want kids.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to get mad because I say this, but oh well, her daddy told me he shot blanks. And I told him that was one hell of a blank you shot, bud.
But then when you got pregnant, it was
a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a good job at the university. But where I lived was a small town,
Mm-hmm.
And, there's a lot of women that have children that they don't feel like they have to get married. I felt like I had to, even at 28, because of where we lived. They were very judgmental.
Uh-huh.
And excuse my French, people, I didn't want my child to be known as a bastard.
Yeah. You get that back then. Yeah.
Yeah. And we had a good marriage. We had our ups and downs just like everybody else.
Exactly.
Yeah. And we raised a great kid. If anybody could ruffle his feathers, it was me.
So your husband, are you saying that your husband was a very calm person?
Yes, very calm, very easygoing, very laid back.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, if there was an issue, I wanted to talk it out and move forward. And he'd just sit there and ignore me. And that pissed me off more.
It does, doesn't it?
Oh, my God. Yeah.
That's awesome. Awesome. So when you had your daughter, you lived in Tennessee, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yep.
Yeah, I was the only one in labor that night. And they wouldn't leave me alone. I said, just give me a cigarette. Let me walk.
No.
But, all the pain and all. When you see this thing you've created, you forget about all that. It's just, oh, my God,
It is. It really is. Everything else goes away, right?
Oh, yeah. Totally.
So now that we've touched on that,
okay.
You said that you worked for the county for a school?
I worked for Pima County here in Tucson for 2 years, and then I moved to Tennessee, and I worked at a zinc mine in the office for 2 years. And at that time, prices in the mining industry per chemical or per mineral was going down.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a big layoff, and I got laid off, which pissed me off.
Okay.
Because there were people that they had brought in after me that they kept. But come to find out, the dude didn't like my dad, so he thought he'd get back at my dad. So I got in. I had an interview at the university where I worked, Tennessee Technological University.
Mm-hmm.
And I started out in the library and ended up in food services and worked at that campus for 38 years.
Wow.
And I felt like I had given them enough of my life.
Okay, yeah.
And so I told them, adios, MFers. And I put in my resignation that my health, my life, and my mental well-being were more important than Chartwell's.
Yeah, definitely. Let me go back to living with your mom and dad. How was it growing up having a dad because he was a miner, right?
Right.
How was it growing up as a miner's daughter?
We had a good life, where I grew up, everybody lived the same. You didn't know whose dad did what, we all lived the same. I had great parents. I couldn't ask for better parents. And although, I was sexually abused and raped by a next door neighbor from the time I was 6 months old till I told when I was 10. And to this day, I don't know what made me tell. We were at my grandparents' and I told my aunt whatever it was. And I remember saying, but don't tell my mom and dad because they'll send me away. And she told my mom and dad. And when we got back to our house, my dad got a rifle and was headed out the door. And my mother's like, no, Jim, no, come back here. He'll be put in jail. So, but in the late 60s, we went to court. There was me and 3 other girls
Oh my
filed
God.
charges against this man. I was 10, and they put this big ass microphone around your neck and they set you right in front of the yahoo that did the crap to you.
Oh
Yeah,
my God. I am so sorry that that happened to you.
it's okay. I thought I handled it until the last maybe 15 years. Little things are starting to bother me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but he's dead, thank God.
Did he go to
I
jail?
can honestly say I've hated one person in my life, and that was him. And
Mm-hmm.
he's getting his just deserves in hell. Um,
Absolutely.
he never served any jail time. He got, I don't know how many counts. He got 3 years probation on each count, was to seek psychiatric help for the rest of his life. And to me, the worst thing that was done to him was the mining town made him and his family move out. And as I got older, I found out that he had abused his own children. And it's gross. It's very gross. But the company provided corrals for those. We had a horse down there. People had cattle. They had, sheep, goats. They caught him with the animals. So,
Oh
yeah.
my God. So they basically moved a problem somewhere else,
Yes.
and
Yes.
that problem still continued.
I'm sure it did.
Oh
And I'm
my
sure
God.
there were other people, other young girls that happened to that they didn't come forward. The 3 other girls, we just knew. You didn't have to say a word. You could look at each other and just know. And I gave them, my dad called the sheriff's department. I gave all them the names. And yeah, I knew. They asked me, how do you know? I said, you just do. I was 10, and it's like, you just do. So that made me form an opinion of myself
Mm-hmm.
that for many years I thought I was tainted, that I wasn't worthy of anything good. Um, that
Oh, oh my God.
it does a number on you, and I still have moments where I'm 63 years old, and I'm like, what am I good for? My husband's been dead, will be 10 years in August. I dated a guy. He was loser. I wasn't attracted to him, and that all he wanted to do was hop in the sack. And if I had been younger, I would have done it. But as I got more mature, no, I think a little bit more of myself because I was a wild child. I turned to drugs, I turned to alcohol, and yeah, and I find I have to use humor to cover up some of my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter the situation, I find humor.
Mm-hmm.
And I talk too much.
No, you
Sorry.
don't. This is perfect. Because, again, this is not about me. I know I ask questions, but I want to know the person themselves, and I want to know about you. I want everyone to know you too. And if
Well,
there's something that they can learn and help them, this is what it's all about.
right. And if anybody has been through what I went through as a child, please feel free to reach out to me. I used to talk to groups of girls who were going through this. They were going through it with family members. Mine was a neighbor. My mother would say, I can still see that son of a bitch waiting on the steps when we brought you home from the hospital. And my husband used to get so mad because I'd say to Kristen, if anybody touches you here or here, in your privates, you tell me.
Mm-hmm.
And I would ask her every night. My husband said, will you shut up? I said, no. I want to know because they'll put me under the jail because I'll kill the
You can
MF.
say it. You can say it.
I kill the motherfucker. I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
And my dad's, even before he died, he said I should have killed that son of a bitch when I started to.
Yeah. But the only thing is that you're taking a life, but your life is also taken away from your family too.
I feel like, yeah, and I'm so glad my dad didn't do it because my dad needed to be there. My mother, she was a waitress.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad expected her not to work. So, my mom was raising 4 kids. Well, my dad was there, but he worked a lot of overtime, any amount of overtime he could get. When I worked for the county, I went back and read some of the court transcripts. The PED's lawyer was saying that our parents knew and put us in that environment, that we seduced him. I'm like, when I was 10, I never thought about boys. And there are a lot of innocent people because of the media and things done at school that will accuse somebody that is innocent. I'm not saying it's a lot, but there are some that are innocent.
Yeah.
And
yeah, there is definitely. Well,
yeah,
I can tell you I love you.
I love you. And when I say I love you, I mean I love you. And that's to everybody in this chat.
Yep.
Because those words, I don't just use them because I love you. I truly do.
Yeah.
I truly do.
Okay. So, I was going to ask you about your earliest memory, but I will. What was
my earliest?
Your earliest memory that you can recall? What age were you?
3, and taking swimming lessons.
Aww.
Like I said, I lived out in the middle of the desert, and the mining company had built an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Plus, they had a baby pool. We had tennis court, basketball courts, baseball diamond, football field, swings, because they wanted people to continue to work there. So they needed to do stuff for the families, and so we got to take swimming lessons. Yeah. I took them up until the summer before my 7th grade because I knocked a skillet of hot boiling grease off on my legs.
So your memory was of you taking swimming lessons. Was there like a point that something happened, like something really happy happened to that you had that memory?
Oh, there was me and another guy. He was a year younger than me. They always put us together in the swim contests, and I would win. I'm sorry, Chris. Too bad. So sad. But also, we had a girl that had polio that lived there. To watch this girl, she didn't let her disability hold her back. Yep. She would come in to the pool in her wheelchair, and she would plop herself up on the diving board and work her way to the end and dive off and get out. It's amazing. She never let her disability hold her back.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's things like that when you're saying that, those things made a huge impact that you remember them. And it kind of sounds like, too, if I'm not mistaken, you're that type of person, too. You don't let things hold you back.
No, I know I'm my own worst enemy. I'll knock myself down, but I'll fight to get back up.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't get telephones till I was in the fourth grade. There were 3 payphones. But if I was at one end of the town and I did something, by the time I got home, my parents knew. It was no good. My daddy whipped. My daddy used the belt.
That's funny.
But, for instance, this is how I was brought up. My dad said, "What was Bill Sanders' wife's name?" And I said, "Mrs. Sanders." He said, "Quit being a smartass." I said, "I don't know."
Wow. Yeah.
And I was going through my mom's cookbook or some recipes, and I said, "Oh, her name was Lois." He said, "Well, why were you being a smartass?" I said, "I wasn't. I just came across it in Mama's recipes."
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
It was Mr. and Mrs.,
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of that has gone away.
Oh,
That
yeah.
when we were brought up, I mean, I believe that we were taught it was Mr. and Mrs., you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
and now it's not like, I think, I mean, do you agree that a lot of kids call people by their first name? And
Yes, I do.
yeah.
And I working at the university with every freshman class that came in every year, it's like their respect level fell lower and lower
Yeah.
to the point as the parents were doing all the talking and the kids there to learn. And here's the kid in his phone, just never paying attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
let me ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
So far, what is your biggest accomplishment in life?
My child.
Your child.
My child.
And what has she done that you can feel proud and that you accomplished something good?
Well, since she was a little girl, she's been a car freak. And I attributed that to myself because I bought her little Hot Wheels. So as she got older, she said, "I'm going to work at Nissan. I'm going to work at Nissan." I'm like, "Oh, God, whatever." I thought she meant a car dealership. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
"Yeah, no." Not that that's a bad job. I'm not just saying.
No.
But you want your kids to do better than what you did.
Absolutely.
And
Always.
if you guys can't tell, I talk with my hands. If I didn't have my hands, I couldn't talk. And shut up, Wes. But when she was getting ready to graduate, she wanted to get into the CSI, the crime scene stuff. And she was interested in it. So if she wanted a book, I bought it for her. And her bus driver was into the same thing. And they were going to go to the body farm at the University of Tennessee at Knoxville, but it fell through. And she realized that there was much more to it.
Mm-hmm.
So she changed her major to computer science.
Okay.
And it was funny. She would have study groups at our house and she would type out like PowerPoint things and print them off for her study mates of things that they needed to highlight, that they needed to go over. And because she wasn't satisfied with anything less than an A.
That's awesome.
So with her major, she had to do a 6-month internship.
Uh-huh.
And she went to a job fair, and it was for the engineering students, and met up with a guy from Nissan. She made her contact. She got to do her internship at Nissan headquarters in Nashville. And then they hired her full time. And she worked there 7 or 8 years, I think, Wes. And then she said that her heart wasn't in it anymore.
Okay.
she said, I don't want to live, breathe, eat, and sleep corporate life.
Mm-hmm.
So she quit her job, and her boyfriend have a doggy daycare, pet grooming, boarding, pet supply store. And she loves it. She loves it. Plus, she sells real estate part time.
Awesome.
And I was, you think I put her through college. But if she wasn't happy, and that's what we want, just because you have that piece of paper that says, oh, I have a Bachelor of Science degree in computer science, if it doesn't make you happy.
100%. I totally agree with you. Yeah, that's awesome. So, Ronnie.
Yes.
If someone came up to one of your friends, your best friend, right, and said, hey, tell me about this woman, Ronnie, what do you think that they would say about you?
She ain't right in the head. I've always been humorous. I try to make everybody laugh. My best friend from high school, she would tell you that I have a heart of gold.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm a giver, and I tend to give more than I receive. It's just how I am.
Mm-hmm.
And she was with me last year when I was diagnosed with colon cancer. And she was like, she was sitting there keeping it cool, and I'm in the wheelchair just falling apart, And she stayed with me that night. She said, I don't think you need to be alone. I said, I'll be okay. But I care deeply. I have, she understands me,
Mm-hmm.
She would just say that she's not right. She's very loving. She's very caring. She's very giving. I do, and I don't expect anything in return.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's just, I don't do something to get something in return.
Absolutely.
I
see that. Yeah. I wanted to talk about what you've been through with cancer, and I think this is going to resonate with a lot of people, and because you're an extremely, extremely strong person.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a story that I would love for others to hear. When were you diagnosed with breast cancer?
I wasn't diagnosed.
Mm-hmm.
My mother was a stage 4 ovarian cancer survivor. A little backstory.
Yeah.
And then my next to the youngest sister was diagnosed with breast cancer. Her first mammogram ever. And our youngest sister went to have her yearly exam, and her doctor said, Marcia, your family would be perfect to be tested for this BRCA gene. I'd never heard of it. So we all agreed, my mother, my sisters, and I, and my daughter all tested positive for this BRCA2 mutated gene.
Mm-hmm.
And so the nurse navigator at the cancer center asked me if I would be willing to have a 3-in-1 surgery. I was like, so what will happen? I said, because my odds of developing breast and ovarian were right at 100%.
So let me ask you this. What is a 3-in-1 surgery?
Okay, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Let me get over the percentages.
Okay.
Anyway, I want to smoke a cigarette so bad right now.
All right, go ahead if you want to.
Sorry, people.
You do what you need to do, honey. Absolutely no.
Because I'm nervous
I
talk a lot.
don't want you to be nervous.
Kristen, just look away, baby girl. Look away. And she told me that it would drop my percentages down like to 5 or 6 of developing either. So what I did, May 13th, 2009, I had a double mastectomy, a complete hysterectomy, and the start of the reconstructive process, all done at one time. As a preventative measure. I made history, not that that's, I wasn't out to be put in the limelight. I did I told him, I said, hey, my boobs are pointing south anyway, so why not? At the hospital, in their cancer center yearly report of 2009, there's an article about me and what I did. And I was able to talk to other women who were going through breast cancer about the reconstructive process, because it's rough, because they cut everything off. They won't save your nipples because cancer can develop in your nipples. And having these tissue expanders in, you go in every week or 2 weeks and get them filled with saline because it stretches your tissue. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's a pain. You go to scratch your nose. Excuse me. You go to scratch your nose and you're like this. Because any movement with your shoulders, you don't realize.
Right.
I'm glad I did it. I have no regrets.
No regrets.
I have no regrets.
Okay, good.
But my gynecologist said that on one of my ovaries, I had the start of ovarian cancer. So I was like, hey, I don't want to have any more kids at my age. Who cares? I have my one, although I wanted another one. My husband didn't. He won. So, but yeah, did that.
So how does that, now I knew that you didn't have the beginning of cancer. I know that you weren't diagnosed. I knew that it had all to do with that. But I wanted everyone to know that it wasn't because you were diagnosed. It was because
it was a preventative measure. Yes.
Preventative measure. Yeah. So
I did it before Angelina Jolie. I did it before Christina Applegate, and they praised the stars for doing this. But an everyday citizen, come on now. We are as important as these. I know Robin loves Angelina Jolie. Get over it, girl. I'm better than she is. So
that's right.
But I guess because these big entertainers can get the word out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah.
So how did it leave you mentally?
Mentally, I was fine.
Okay.
I was fine until a little over 2 years ago. My cousin, let me back up. A year and a half after my sister was diagnosed, I had 2 first cousins that were diagnosed with breast cancer. This is all on my mother's side.
Okay.
And they didn't test. They didn't test positive for the BRCA gene. But my cousin called me and she said, "Have you heard about the implant leakage disease?" And I'm like, "Nah." I said, "I'll look at it later." The next morning I woke up, I had a flat. I was flat. And I said, "That bitch jinxed me." So I called my plastic surgeon and I said, "I need to come in. I think I'm having leakage problems." And when I went in, he said, "So you're having leakage problems?" I raised my shirt up. I said, "I had a damn blowout."
Oh my God.
And we scheduled it. My daughter came up and I was in his office. He numbed me, cut me open, pulled the implants out.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. So you had that done while you were in the doctor's office.
Yes.
Now, usually you would go to the hospital to do something like that. Why did you have it done at the doctor's office?
Because at the time I had no insurance.
Okay.
So, and I said, is it safe to do it here? And he said, yeah, because during my days of having my expanders in, my left incision wouldn't heal. So I had to have my expander removed. And it was removed in his doctor's office. My sister was with me and she's going, oh God, oh God. I just looked up at up the ceiling, you know.
Oh my God.
I mean, it is what it is, you know.
You're not sedated, you're awake.
No, they just numb you. And I had some good pills.
Holy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have a high tolerance for pain.
Mm-hmm.
Which blew me away.
So they took out the filler. Now, are you going to do anything else?
No, not yet. Not yet. I still have just little flab. And this is the only time in my daughter's life chat that she's had bigger boobs than me. I will eventually get some new implants. Yes.
Okay.
Right now, I feel less than a woman. Not that boobs define us, because they don't. They're just there in the way. Excuse me, but I do want to get some implants just to help me feel better about myself.
Absolutely. And you know, I totally agree with something like that, that we should all do what we want.
It's our bodies.
It's our bodies.
It's our bodies.
Yeah.
You know, do what you want, you know, and don't worry about what everybody else thinks.
You know what? You made a huge decision. And I think, was your husband still alive back then when you made that decision? And did he support you with that decision?
Yes.
Yeah. Even if he didn't, would you still have done it?
Yes.
In reason being?
I wanted to drop my risk chance from developing, you know, right at 100% for both, down to 5 or 6% better risk of not developing it. Yeah. And, you know, I mean, whatever I wanted to do, sorry.
It's okay.
Damn allergies. That's what I blame the coughing on. You know, in the end, he supported whatever decision I made.
Okay. And I think it's very important for women to know that, hey, this is our bodies, it's men's bodies, and it's their life, it's your life, and you have to support each other, which that's amazing that you did have someone like that, because there's a lot of people that don't support the decision and themselves, and that's amazing.
I had to take a proactive stance on my life and my health.
Right.
You know, and I called my insurance company. I told them about what I was planning to do. Damn. Sorry. Excuse me, guys.
Don't say you're sorry.
And they said, yeah, they would support it and pay for it 100%. And they did. Because I said, my thinking is, let's do this. So if down the road I develop these cancers, it's going to cost a heck of a lot more.
Yeah. Do you have water? There you go.
Yes. Yeah, I got one, Rhonda. But yes, and Renee, Flippin' Flamingos has seen my boobs
Mm-hmm.
because
You whipped
I
them out.
flashed. Huh?
You whipped them out, didn't you?
I pulled this guy kept looking out the window of his living room,
I
and I'm
love
like,
it.
"What's he looking at?" And I said, "I'm going to flash him." She said, "No, don't." I said, "His thinking is, why is that man flashing me? Because I didn't have any boobs." And I pulled my shirt up. He shut his window, his curtains.
I freaking love it. Love
Oh,
it. That's
yeah.
amazing. So that happened last year, which I just found out yesterday. Did not know this, but you had a bout with cancer.
Right.
Tell us a little bit of, not, well, tell us about it.
Well, I at the age of 62, I had my first colonoscopy. And people, when your doctor tells you to have a colonoscopy, please do it. The gastroenterologist told me I stopped counting your polyps after I got to 15. And so I ended up having 24 polyps, and I had a mass inside my rectum. And of course, here she goes. They're going to remove your colon. You're going to have to wear a colostomy bag the rest of your life. And she's giving, and life as you know, it's never going to be the same. And I'm sitting there boo-hooing. My best friend Jeannie's sitting there, calm, cool, and collected. And I'm like, oh my God. So I went with this to meet with the surgeon a few weeks later, and he wanted to run a scan to see how far the mass was to my rectum. And he said, if it's close, I can go in through your rectum and remove it. If not, I'll do it laparoscopically. And yes, there is a chance that I might have to wear a colostomy bag until that healed. And then when we would reverse it. Oh, girl, I woke up, I was in recovery, and I was like, oh, that's just my belly. I was like, hey, what's going on? Everything was benign. I had another colonoscopy in November. She removed 14 more polyps. So I had a total of 38 polyps.
Wow.
Please, people, do it. Go get your colonoscopy and do whatever it takes, because I'm not a religious person. I believe in God. I pray. I had never prayed so hard in my life because I always felt like that was selfish. But I prayed that God make me a miracle that will amaze these doctors.
Yeah.
And he did. He did.
Yes, he did.
I had many people praying. Anybody I could think of, I was calling them and telling them what I was going through.
That's right.
I'm a walking testament to the power of prayer.
That's amazing. Amazing.
So, yeah. I mean, I've overcome a lot of obstacles in my life, physically, emotionally, mentally. 2012 was a year of sucky because I lost my mom and my husband 6 months later. So it was me and my dad. My dad was my best buddy. We went on trips together. If my friends would say, hey, let's go out and have a few drinks, I said, I'm bringing my dad. And they liked him better than they did me because he could tell you some stories.
Oh my God.
You know, and then I found him dead on his back porch.
Oh.
And that's the image it's hard to rid your mind of.
It's okay, honey. It's okay. I'm here. I'm sending you a hug.
Thank you. Because he was my best friend.
He's your best friend. You were daddy's little girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was the oldest of 4, so.
Got to look at it as a blessing that you get to spend so much time with your dad.
Oh, yeah. People that you still have your parents and you may be on the outs, or, they may bug the shit out of you. Love them. Love them. Have no regrets.
Yeah.
Do whatever you can do to make their life, make them have a quality of life. My dad had dementia. That's a very ugly disease.
Mm-hmm.
You see that person, but you look in their eyes and they're blank. And
I think it's very important that I don't think we do it intentionally, but sometimes we can be in denial, knowing the person is going to be fine and whatnot, but no, just spend every moment that you can, because you're not going to get that back. You will
right.
see them again, but in the present time, I think, like you said, you were with your dad, you were his best bud. He was your best bud, and you embraced that, and you have beautiful memories.
Yeah. I'm tell you one thing. We had a winery, and Kristen bought us tickets. They were having some kind of a comedian and a little bit of music and wine tasting, and she worked for the Infinity division of Nissan. So she brought up an Infinity Q50. Oh, baby, those cars are too expensive for me, but she said she was going to stay and my dad wanted to leave. So I had to take him to 2 different bars that he went to.
Mm-hmm.
We walked into this one and this guy came up and said, "Hey, Jim, who's this you're hanging out with?" My dad said, "Don't you fucking start. This is my daughter." He said, "This is Aaron's wife." Oh, okay. And I'm going to change the subject because Robin's here. Robin, I love you. Robin spent a week at my house a year and a half ago.
Yes.
Robin, I love you. She was one of the first people on YouTube that we just connected. There was just something there.
Mm-hmm.
And she did a live from my house. I was yelling at the computer. She said, "Ronnie, they can hear you." So I pull a quilt up over my house, over my head, and I'm yelling. She said, "Ronnie, they can still hear you."
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I'm like, okay.
Oh my God.
But I also want to say that when I got into the YouTube,
mm-hmm.
I just was like, I was looking up different videos, music videos or how-to videos, and ran into some live chats. I didn't know any of this stuff existed.
Mm-hmm.
And I have made some amazing friends. Met some amazing people.
Mm-hmm.
And I was at a point in my life that I didn't feel like it was worth living anymore.
Wow.
When you've been knocked down so much, even though I get back up and I come up fighting. So I told Wes I'd clean his town up with him. you still feel this emptiness and you're looking for something. And I found it in you guys. You guys. I've met Robin, I've met Wendy Wonder Woman, I've met Random Jill, I've met Frenchie. Who else was Rachel,
Renee.
Renee and Joe,
Yeah.
Chris the Goose, who I even patted his butt. You know, just some amazing people. And one person in particular, and don't you say a word because I'll kick your ass.
Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on. Before I forget, is Elizabeth really your cousin?
No.
Okay.
But she said that some of the things I would say in the chat, she'd say, "Oh my God." I was thinking that same thing, but she just said it.
Oh, if I only could.
If I only could. If I only had a granddaughter.
Yeah, me and Elizabeth, we share granddaughters, so it must be yours too.
Yeah, it's a threesome granddaughter thing. Yeah, but she has been, not that you guys haven't been a rock, but she's heard me cry. When I called to tell her that I had colon cancer, she thought I was kidding.
Okay.
And I said, honey, I ain't kidding about this. So, but I have, and even Wes, why don't you like me?
No, Wes loves you.
He's always giving me caca all the time.
If Wes doesn't give you caca, it's because he doesn't like you.
Okay. Ronnie likes rocks. She predates them. Yes, I do. Yes, I do, Wes. I was born before the Grand Canyon. It was just a little pothole in the road.
Oh my God. So, okay. Where were we going with this? I know we're going somewhere.
Oh, I was just talking. I talk about anything and everything.
We talked about the colonoscopy. Wait a minute. I got a brain fart, guys. Oh my God. Guys, help me out here.
Ask me some questions. I'll answer. I tell you no lies.
This wasn't like a regular interview that I usually do, but I mean, I was so captivated. I wanted to know about her story. I wanted you guys to know about her story because she's an amazing, amazing, strong, kick-ass woman. She really is. Like, she's been through so much, and she's like, right there, right back at you. Get out of my way. I'm coming through. And she's so strong.
I learned from my mother.
Okay, what did you learn from your mom?
How to be strong.
Mm-hmm.
My mother had a stroke. Then she developed ovarian cancer. Then she lost a leg to diabetes. And what killed her was mesothelioma, the lung cancer from exposure to asbestos. I never heard that woman complain, not one time. I love you, Elizabeth.
Whoa! Oh God! Hold on.
What happened?
I just, my coffee just got like. Go ahead, keep talking.
Okay.
Oh boy.
And I have my sister. Has been fighting breast cancer. It's metastasized for 15 years. She's never complained once either. So, yeah. Your silver is doing fine, Wes. It's hidden. I talk to it daily to comfort it. Wendy, I don't know when I'll come back to Florida. since I moved to Arizona, that's a long trip. I would like to, because I have an aunt and uncle that live up in the Panhandle. But I don't know. I'm just me. I don't pretend to be something I'm not. And when I start using humor and I'm picking on people, that's to hide my insecurities. Because I have a lot. Because look at me, guys. I'm this old, fat, ugly 63-year-old woman. Yes, Bobby, my mother, both my sisters, and my daughter and I all tested positive for the BRCA2 mutated gene. And my daughter has already, I think she was 26 or 27 when they did biopsies on her breasts and then up in her hoo-ha. So, yeah, it's, and Bonnie Worley, you're the beautiful soul. I recommend that people get, and men too, Kristen, Elizabeth, I'm going to whip you when I see you. I recommend that men check their breasts too. It's very common in men because prostate cancer and breast cancer go hand in hand in men too. And have your colonoscopy. Yeah, they're saying at 40, they're trying to get that age lowered because they've got young people coming in with issues. And I think it's due to all the processed food and so my sister didn't do anything about it. Oh, my sister, yes, Bobby. My sister has had double mastectomy and a hysterectomy because of the cancer. It is in her neck, it's on her spine, in her chest wall, in her lungs, and in her liver. So, and they had her on these pills and they did a scan. They found 4 tumors on her liver. And when they scanned again, 2 of the tumors were gone. And then they did another scan and one of the tumors had grown. So she started taking another medicine. I don't know. My mother and my dad apologized. I said, it's not your fault. Nobody knew you had this shit in you. I look at it as a positive experience. That as women, even men, we can take a proactive stance on our health. And if when your doctor doesn't listen to you, go to another doctor. No, Bobby. She had her first mammogram at 43, and they found cancer in her left breast, and she had it removed. She tried to get them to take the other one, but they said that was overkill. And a year and a half later, she got it in her right breast, which had gone into her lymph nodes.
Wow.
And she had to do chemo and radiation.
Wow.
So,
I'm so sorry, guys.
You're fine.
My coffee spilt all over my keyboard, all over me.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Did you burn it? Did you sue McDonald's?
I have no luck with coffee, but...
Mine's probably cold.
All right. Sorry.
Hi, JJ.
Hey, JJ. All right. So you were reading questions that the chat was giving you?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so where were we? What were people asking?
They were asking about my sister's breast cancer.
Okay.
You know, my daughter told me to hush. Uh,
So let me ask you this. If you could change anything, what would you change?
in my life or about me?
Anything that you think that you would change in the world, in your life, anything.
Honestly, nothing. I think everything we go through in life
Yeah,
makes us who we are today. I wouldn't want to relive some of those times.
right.
I mean, you know, from the my mother always said I had asshole attractor tattooed on my forehead because they were assholes. But yeah, it made me who I am today. And I instilled that in my daughter. I said, I want her to be strong, independent, not to rely on a man for nothing.
Yeah.
And she goes at it. She's a go-getter. I wish I had her energy, but with my back and my knee bothering me so bad, you know,
Yeah.
I'm just the big man upstairs helped me dodge a lot of bullets with the men.
That's
Oh,
awesome. What did you believe in? Did you believe in something when you were younger that you no longer believe in now?
Santa Claus? No, I'm just kidding. I found out really early that Santa Claus didn't exist because
What?
I found all the Santa Claus gifts stored in a neighbor's house. They didn't have any kids, so I knew those toys weren't for them. Um,
Ronnie, I believe in Santa Claus.
oh, I'm sorry. Um,
She burst my bubble.
sorry. Um, no, my parents always taught us to be good, be kind, be respectful,
Mhm.
and believe in the good in everybody. And that's something that I don't do. I look at the negative, and my daughter is the exact opposite. She finds the positive in everything, but
Mhm.
um, I I can't think of anything.
Good, 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 good. I was talking about before was, you actually talking about it, sorry, when you were talking about people on YouTube and stuff like that, when you got into it. And I think a lot of us, if I don't want to speak for you, but um, do you believe that, the whole COVID, that good came out of it too?
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah,
Good. Yes. I'm sorry, my lighting is off.
it's okay, honey. It's can't really
No,
see you. Do you have a light behind you? Behind the camera? No, 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 no.
no,
I meant in front of you.
no. It's just
Okay.
the one hanging above me.
Yeah.
How's that?
I love it. Oh,
I think COVID that YouTube was a good place to come, and Robin doing the Insomniacs. Oh my God, that helped so many people
mhm.
get through this pandemic.
Yeah.
Close my door. I had to move the mermaid. See, it didn't work.
No.
Um, it helped a lot.
Yeah. I like you said, it gave you a place to go to when You weren't feeling
Oh, yeah.
so down that.
Oh, sit up all night with Robin, and laugh, and she's amazing. She's got the gift of laughter.
Yeah.
The gift of gab, and she can make a funny out of anything.
Yeah. And definitely made a lot of people smile and feel good.
Yeah.
At that time.
Let me see if I turn it this way.
Oh,
that's better.
So look at her. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it really lets the ugly come through now.
Oh, stop it.
Respect your elders.
You're not that much older than I am, honey. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, yeah. That's all it took was just moving the computer.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Allah have mercy.
Move it just a little bit more. Take that. There you go. Perfect. Because it's the window. They're right. It was the window.
The window. Well, what about that?
So, do you have any pets?
No.
Are you a pet person?
I was. We had 2 cats. And when my daughter first moved to Nashville, they couldn't have pets. And then she bought her first house. And she said, I'm going to get me some cats. And I said, you need to take these 2. Oh, but you and Daddy will miss them. No, we won't. But they were, yeah, I had 2 cats. And my male cat died before I moved. I don't know what was wrong with him. And then the female cat, in our basement where the bathtub was, she got up under there and wouldn't come out. So the people that bought my home said, oh, we'll keep her. I loaded them up with food. I gave them money. And then they end up giving her away.
Oh.
So,
honey, you know what? And this is something that I've been wanting to ask you.
Okay.
I mean, this interview has gone kind of like everywhere. And that is fine, perfectly fine. Because I'm a Gemini, so I have to go everywhere.
My husband was too.
Oh, what was his birthday?
June 6th.
Oh.
No, June 4th. My grandpa was June 6th.
What made you move from Tennessee back home?
Well, when I moved to Tennessee, I said, I'm just going to stay here for a couple of years, regroup. I mean, back in my dad moved there in 77. My mother moved in 78, right after my brother graduated from high school. And my phone bills back in the 70s were $150.
Wow.
And I'm like, I didn't like my job, but it was a job. And I decided to move back to Tennessee. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to stay here, regroup, get my shit together. And then I'm going to move back to Tucson. Well, I went through asshole attractor status, met my husband, had my daughter, and then I got fed up with my job. And I'm like, nope, I'm done. And I turned my resignation in. My daughter was my real estate agent. I said, put this house on the market. Took me a year and a half, and it took me a while because I was finding water in the basement I couldn't figure out. I had to have my basement gutted. It was because the drainage pipe my husband had put in when we built, not that it was bad, there was roots that were growing through it. Oh. It had collapsed. We built our house in 1992. So, You know, it was nothing fancy. It was a home, and I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could have brought it out here, but I said I'm going back to Arizona. Okay, I've been here a little over a year, and I'm like, I like the weather, but I spent 42 years in Tennessee, and that's over half my life.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a part of me that wants to move again.
Mm-hmm.
I'll burn everything down I have first because no, I went through hell with the storage and the moving company, but I don't know. And I don't know where I want to live
Okay.
because Tucson has grown by leaps and bounds. We have people moving from Washington, Oregon, and California. California people, no offense to people from California, no offense, they're invading other states, which is driving the real estate prices up.
Yeah.
And they want to bring their ideologies blah, 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 and force them on us. If you don't like the way we live, pick your happy ass up and go away.
Mm-hmm.
I love my house here. I mean, it's nothing fancy. I moved from a 3,600 square foot house to a 1,500 square foot house. Purge, oh my God. Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to live near my daughter.
No.
Kristen. Her boyfriend and I don't get along. Let me just say that. He's vocal. I'm very vocal.
So it's the same kind of personalities, but
yes.
Okay.
Yes. And she said, "Oh, Mom, I couldn't handle that." You know, it made her nervous.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I look at like Montana and Wyoming, that beautiful hill country, but they get snow.
You can't deal with snow.
No, snow and cold and me don't mix anymore.
No more.
I'll tell you, I talk a lot. You all know that. In January 1971, we moved from here. It was 71 degrees. 12 hours later, when we hit northern New Mexico, it was 42 below zero. It was a blizzard.
Oh, my.
The last year we lived in New Mexico, we had snow on 4th of July.
Holy.
Yeah. We were right at the edge of the Rocky Mountains. We were 7,500 feet up. Yeah. The wind blew all the time.
Wow. Wow. Now, because I've never visited Tennessee, or I would never think of New Mexico getting the snow, but you're saying if you're up on the mountain, of course.
I lived 20 miles from the Colorado state line.
Okay. Yeah.
There's a little place called Cuesta. Have you heard of Taos?
No.
Oh, that's an artsy-fartsy community. Julia Roberts lives up in there.
Oh, yeah, I never heard of it.
Dennis Hopper had a big home, big ranch there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they did with it once he died, but yeah, there's some famous people that live up there, but
no, not for you.
Not for me.
Huh.
I was behind in school when we moved from Cuesta back to Miami. I was ahead of them when I moved to New Mexico, but I went to the lowest rated school in New Mexico. Their district was the lowest rated. It was just, people talk about feeling the racism.
Mm-hmm.
I felt it firsthand because these people are 95% Spanish. They are not Mexican. They are Spanish. They have the blonde hair, the green eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I felt it because there were a lot of kids my age that could barely speak English, that could barely read. Their parents frowned upon learning the English language.
Really?
Yes.
So if there's Spanish, right?
Right?
That's from Spain.
Yes.
And they were living there?
Yes.
Oh.
Now there were some Mexicans. You could tell because of they were taller in stature. They had the dark complexion, the dark hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I was fortunate. I was very fortunate because some of the people that lived there, that's where they were from, they had lived in the mining town that I grew up in. So I knew some of the people, but I saw some of the other Anglos, and it was sad.
Wow.
You know, I don't treat people different because of their skin color. No. You know, I have every race in my family, and they are blood.
That's right. Blue-eyed Portuguese.
Yes, I was close to you, Wes. You probably weren't even born yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. Wonder Woman. I'm a blonde, blue-eyed Portuguese girl, writes it's Susana. Yeah, that's very rare because there's not many Portuguese people that are blonde and blue eyes.
Right.
We're mostly the dark hair and the dark eyes. And
Wendy is a beautiful soul. She is so sweet. She is so sweet.
Guys, are there any other questions you would like to ask Ronnie? Put it in the chat. I just want to say thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for coming on. Honestly, it's crazy because we see everyone in the chat, right? And you see, like me, you see other people that are on, YouTube, you always see them. So you kind of know about them.
Right.
People that are in the chat, which you always wonder, oh, I'd really like to know about that person. Or, and it's like, even if they don't want to come on live, they can be behind, their camera with an avatar. And I would love to hear more about people that are in the chat. And
right,
without people in the chat, where are all of us that have these channels that come up live every day? We need to bring those people out.
Yeah, I agree. I'm flattered. I was honored. That you asked me. I had a normal childhood for the most part, but been through some crap, and people just look at me. It's like, really? Just like when I talk about Silver Bell, my daughter says, yeah, like it ever existed. I drove her out there in 2004 and she said, oh my God, you lived out here? I said, you have to remember there were homes. We had a trailer court. We had a rec hall. I mean, the town, we had a little store. We had our own post office. That was just the type of life I lived. And yes, I have potty mouth because I grew up around miners and construction workers.
Because you're real.
I'm just me. I don't put on something I'm not.
No, you're real.
If you ask me, if you want my advice or you want me to be honest, you better stop and think, because I'm not going to I'm not going to shitter-coat it or sugarcoat it. I am going to give it to you point blank.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that I honestly love so much about you is you're going to tell it straight. And it's like, I want to say that, I don't want people in my life that are going to sugarcoat something and tell me what I want to hear. No, tell me what I need to hear. Tell me your point. Give me your advice. If I'm asking you for advice, doesn't matter. Give me
Right.
your advice. I might not like it. Oh well. But
Get
then
over your bad self.
if I don't want someone's advice, I'm going to say, just listen to me. Don't give me your advice.
Right. My dad always told me, you need to stand up for yourself, because if you don't, nobody else will.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, because I would stand back. I could mouth in a group, but I would duck down.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I started, and we went out. We had a chef in our department that was moving back to California. And we decided to walk from this one place. I can't even remember what it was called. It was a dance club, country western dance club. We're walking down there, and I whistled, and a cop whipped around. And I just stood there. I thought, oh shit. And one of the friends was there. Oh, she was whistling at us to hurry up. They let me go. And I was drunk.
Wes is asking, ask Ronnie if a TP was an improvement over cave. Wes, go fly a kite. I get called a cold bitch. That is how I am, Janine.
People, when you call a woman a bitch, you wrong, because you don't know what a bitch is if you call a woman a bitch. And dork, when you call somebody a dork, don't call them that. You don't want to envision a whale's penis, because that's what dork means, a whale's penis.
I did not know that.
I had to look it up myself.
Oh my god. That is hilarious.
Yeah. And
oh my god.
we all get aggravated with each other,
Yes.
even on the YouTube.
Yeah.
We all get aggravated with each other. But you don't know what somebody's going through. And you all see me, I'll say, I'm sorry if I upset or hurt anybody or offended anybody, because I'm unsure of myself. I have no self-esteem. I have no self-confidence. And I don't want to hurt anybody. And in the shit that this world is in, we need to learn to be kinder, more accepting. Peace, baby. Peace.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to be sorry for calling Wes a dork, Kathy. No apologies there.
But I have to say that, reading a text, and it's brought up all the time, reading a text, you don't know behind the text. And I can probably say that most of the time it's in a funny way. It is a funny way. It's not to hurt anyone. But a lot of people, including me, I have
misinterpret it.
And misinterpret it. And it's like, okay, you need either someone to kind of like knock you back out into reality, or reach out to someone. Just don't hold it. Reach out and say, hey, what did you mean by that text? And there's going to be a perfect explanation for it. If they're mad, they're going to tell you they're mad. If not, they'll let you know, and just let it go. Let it go.
I think we're all guilty of judging people too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I've been guilty of it. I've been guilty.
Yeah.
I just want us all to get along
Mm-hmm.
and laugh. I love to laugh. I love to make people laugh. I want people to know that I care. I truly care.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys are crying, I'm sitting behind my cute computer crying. And I'm yelling at it too when I see something stupid come out of somebody's fingers, because
Mm-hmm.
it's not coming out their mouth, it's out their fingers. And I'm yelling. Robin knows I yell at the computer. She was there. You know, oh, my hair looks awful.
No, it doesn't. You look awesome. Stop it.
Okay.
Stop it. You look beautiful. There you go.
Yes.
If I wasn't in a relationship, I'd hit on you.
And I turn you down because I'm strictly dickly, honey. Sorry.
I'm kidding, guys. Tina, if you're out there listening, I'm just kidding.
But I just, I accept people for who they are. And I agree, Wendy, it's good to be humble. I'm humbled every day when I see you people in the chat, when you make me laugh, when I'm over here crying, thinking I'm not worth anything. You guys bring me joy because I don't see myself, and I'm an ugly crier. I don't see myself as being good enough for anything or anybody. Sorry.
Don't be sorry.
And I know I'm good enough. I have to get that ingrained. I'm a full-figured woman. I got the COVID 40. But what you look like on the outside doesn't make you who you are. Right here, people. Right here is who you are.
You see everyone that's here, and this is not just freaking words. This is love behind us, Ronnie.
I know.
Love. Do you know how many people adore you and love you? And it's not.
I don't know why.
You don't know why? There's so many reasons why. You care.
I do. I care. And I care to a fault.
Mm-hmm.
If I could
Look at this.
help everybody that needed something, I would give you the shirt off my back, although you wouldn't want to see me without something on. But I would give you the shirt off my back.
Do you see all these hearts?
Yeah. I love you all. You don't know how much. Because YouTube saved my life. And I'm not leaving everybody out. Please don't think that, but Robin was my first real YouTube friend.
Yeah. I'm in awe right now for all the hearts and love that you're getting, like all the love.
Well, you got the Ronnie G history, her life's history. It ain't been pretty.
It's beautiful. It made you you. It makes you you.
Yeah.
Melissa, look at that. Beverly is here. Beverly.
Hi, Beverly.
Mm-hmm.
Pam. That woman has got a beautiful soul too.
Yeah, she does. Treasure find in Texas. Look at that.
Yes, Elizabeth, you is my first YouTube cousin.
And you
Well,
have
my daddy's from Elizabeth. No, my daddy ain't from Elizabeth. Trust me. My daddy's from Virginia, and she lives in West Virginia. So, hey, it's probably related somewhere down the line. You guys are amazing.
look at that.
Oh, Papa Jay.
I'm freaking speechless. This is.
I am too.
I love and I adore you. Thank you. You're my twisty. You are my twisty.
You are my twisty. We're bonded there, girl.
Yeah, we are. Definitely.
Betty.
Webs. We needed that.
Yes, Webs. We needed that.
Oh my God. I love it. Oh.
You guys are all amazing. You all bring something that of your own into this YouTube. And let's all try, please try to get along better. If we agree to disagree, but not put somebody down because they don't agree with you, or their thinking is different. That's what makes us all different. How boring would it be if we were all the same?
All the same.
I gotta light a cigarette, y'all. I'm busy.
You do what you need to do, honey.
I'm just bougie. I mean, I was not a good person when I was younger. Not that I was mean.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was, wild and didn't matter.
You're here. Tell us about a wild story. One of your wildest happenings. Tell us.
Do you want to know or do you not?
We want to know.
I was engaged to a guy that played a steel guitar in a band, and I had too much to drink, so I got on the mechanical bull.
Okay.
And then after I got off there, I guess after I was thrown off, I went up and proceeded to unzip my pants on stage. Yeah, and then I drove when I was driving home, because I drove my own car. I didn't know where I was because I was going up the off ramp. Yeah. I did the drugs.
Okay.
Cocaine was my drug of choice.
Okay.
I was a hoe. How's that?
She was a hoe.
I was a hoe.
Is that why the corner is a safe place for you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's my comfort zone.
It's your comfort zone. All right.
When you don't think much of yourself and you think, okay, this guy's gonna like me, but I have to sleep with him. And there's strangers. I don't remember some of them. I was very lucky. I had a guardian angel. So people, if you have young girls, talk to them about this shit. Don't brush it under the rug.
So going back to the cocaine, were you addicted to cocaine? Okay. For how long?
About 3 years.
3 years. And what happened? What happened for you to stop?
I was doing it at work.
Okay.
And I realized, number one, it didn't cost me a thing. A friend of mine, her boyfriend at the time, was giving it to us. But the high wasn't lasting long enough.
Okay.
And I kept doing and doing and doing. And I'm like, oh shit. And it came to me one night, you can't do that anymore. And when it was offered, I'm like, yeah, no, can't do that.
So you did it on your own. You stopped it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, the building I worked in, the second floor, one of the departments had moved out and we had access to that. So me and a couple other people, we would go up to the restrooms upstairs or empty room and do it. Yeah. So, yeah, I am not a perfect person. I never have been. I'm damn close right now. But,
None of us are.
I've done things, we've all done things we're not proud of.
Yep.
That's one thing I've never hidden from my daughter. She knows her mom.
So can I ask you, because I know that we all talk about, or people talk about, how did you quit? What got you to that point? But what happened for you to start it? What did you realize what brought you there to start it?
The girl I worked with, her boyfriend said, oh, you need to try this. Most everybody knows my real name, so I'm just going to say it, Veronica.
Mm-hmm.
He said, hey, Veronica, you need to try this. I'm like, what is it? And he told me, and I'm like, whoa, it burned the hell out of my nose. And then I rubbed some on the gum of my teeth. I'm like, whoa. I loved it. But then, boom. When you come off cocaine, it's not gradually, it's just a straight drop. But I've realized I liked it too much, and I needed my job. And if I got caught,
Okay.
See,
I don't know much about this, and that's why I'm listening. And
I think some of it was cocaine and some of it was crank. Because he was a trucker. A trucker will use crank to keep them awake so they can keep driving.
What is crank? I've honestly never heard of that.
It's a mixture of cocaine and meth.
Oh, wow.
So
when you got off of the cocaine, did you do another drug, or was that just it for drugs?
Oh, I did the pills.
Okay.
I did the pills. And then I was like, I don't like the pills. They made my skin crawl.
So were you taking pills because you were in pain, or
it was speed?
For speed. Okay.
Because I partied 6 nights a week. Sunday was my day of rest.
So what were you trying to avoid? Because you did the cocaine, you're doing pills. What were you trying to avoid in your life to not deal with something? Because that's what they say. Cliche. Everyone says, you start drugs or you do alcohol because you don't want to deal with.
I was trying to rid myself of the past. Okay. From the trauma I suffered when I was a little girl. But, and that's like with drinking. People say I drink to forget. You wake up and it's right there again. It's right there. It makes you forget for a little while.
Mm-hmm. Now, did you ever find, did you go to a psychiatrist afterwards to deal with all of that, or you haven't dealt with that pain?
I want to say it was 2000. 2, I took my daughter to school. It was right after Christmas. She had to go back to school the day before I had to go back to work. And I got ready, took her to school. I came in and I fell on the floor in the fetal position crying. And called my doctor. But I've tried all these antidepressants. I'm on one now that works pretty well. But I went to a counselor. And, it's like, you have to get it in your head. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Well, when you're a little kid and some pervert is telling you, if you tell, your parents won't love you, they'll send you away.
Mm-hmm.
And back in this was in the 60s. You believe that.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had a place here in Tucson called Mother Higgins. If you were a bad kid, you got sent to Mother Higgins. And whatever happened to me, I think was so traumatic that it forced me. I told my aunt, and then she went and told my mom and dad. So, yeah. But then, I kind of straightened myself out a little bit. I met my future husband, got knocked up. I'm not embarrassed to say I was pregnant when I got married. I was 28. It happens to every
100%
family. It doesn't matter. I got my kid, and that was my focus, because I was her parent. That was my job, to be her mother, to teach her. And I did. That's our job as parents, is to prepare our children for being an adult, because being an adult is a lie. It ain't fun.
It's not fun.
It's not fun.
No.
And, and I'm proud of my end result with her, because I was hard on her.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, because my dad was hard on me. Mm-hmm. And I learned from him. My husband was like, I would ground her, and I'd turn around. I'm like, where's Kristen? Well, I let her go do whatever. And I'm like, why? Well, I hate to see my baby grieving. And I said, it didn't bother me, so it shouldn't bother you. You are supposed to support my decision. But he was a pushover. But she never was in trouble, the smart mouth and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which I got in trouble a lot for that too, trust me. My mother knocked me down on the floor and knocked the phone off the wall. Because I turned around. She told me to get off the phone. I turned around. And I said, I was telling you 1 minute. I was telling you 1 minute.
What a great cover-up.
My God.
What? That's a great. I was telling you 1 minute.
1 minute.
Oh my God. Wow.
So, yeah.
Now, I know that you said that you did the drugs.
Yeah.
Did you abuse alcohol?
Yeah.
You did. Was that when you were going through the drugs as well? You were doing
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And you have not stopped that completely, because
right now, I haven't had anything to drink, I think, since December. Now I have a bottle of Fireball in my refrigerator that I would take big swigs of, because I've been coughing since damn November.
Mm-hmm.
And so I needed something. I was like, I tried the over-the-counter cough medicines, and I'm allergic to codeine. So I can't have anything with codeine. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, I'll do a little Fireball. But right now, it's alcohol's not something I have to have.
Mm-hmm.
And my drink of choice is a good cold beer or a margarita. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you know, you do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you are a parent and you're putting all of your addictions before your kid, then I need to come kick your ass.
Right. That's true. That to me, yes. I mean,
My kid is my world. I would take a bullet for my kid.
yeah.
And you know, I like I said, I'm 63. I am now the generation that the younger generation's looking up to.
Mm-hmm.
But the younger generation nowadays, they don't have any respect for anybody or themselves. They need to have a come to Jesus meeting with the two before upside their head. Or let me talk to them. You know, that's just how I am.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to give back in a positive manner. The backbone of our country, the people, our elderly who struggle to pay for their prescriptions, their groceries, their utilities, the government turns their back on them. And here I go with another story. My grandfather was diagnosed with prostate cancer.
Mm-hmm.
They got the tumor, but he had to take chemo pills. This was in the early 80s. His doctor only would write a 2-week prescription, and it cost my grandparents $250. But because they owned their own home, they had a car, they had money in their savings for their burial. They made too much money. I'm like, you penalize people for saving for their final send off.
Mm-hmm.
It's not right. It's not right.
You know what um are you political?
No, because I think they're all corrupt and they suck donkey dicks, and we need to go up there and kick their asses all out.
I agree. I agree. Totally agree with that one. That statement right there.
I think they need term limits. You know, I remember some years back, they would show that Senator Strom Thurmond. Where was he from? South Carolina, Georgia, somewhere. And in the Senate meetings, he was like this.
Yep.
I'm like, dude, you don't need to be up there. You don't need to be up there.
No. And let me ask you one question. Maybe, sounds like you know what you're talking about. These judges, right, are
Right.
highest judges. Do you think that they should change it to not until they die they are on the Supreme Court that, we should be able to change them over?
I think they should.
I think so too.
I think just like Ruth Bader Ginsburg, she was so sick for so long and missed so many proceedings. No, they need to have term limits too.
I think that they do. I really honestly think that they should have term limits. It's not, that you go in and then, you're in there until either you retire or you
You
die.
die. If the president can only serve 2 terms,
Hmm.
then why do the rest of these like that? Sorry, I don't mean to offend anybody. That Pelosi with the mouth of a horse,
Hmm.
she needs to have her ass sent back to California and put out on the farm and work like a horse.
Hmm.
I'd like for some of those son of a bitches to have to live off what we have to live off,
Yeah.
and see if they'd be driving their fancy cars and their fine threads. Oh, sorry.
100%. I agree. No. Yeah, right there.
That's
Even if I didn't agree with you, it's okay. It's okay to have these conversations. It's okay. Just because someone doesn't have the same view as you does not mean you need to hate them. Come on.
that's it. And I've seen lifelong friendships
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
just ripped apart due to politics. I don't watch the news. I choose not to, because the media is fueling this debate, this hate,
Mm-hmm.
this, they and the government they forget that they work for us.
Yes.
They work for us. We don't work for them. And they sit there and they talk out of both sides of their mouth. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You ain't going to do shit. You get up there, you get your palm greased, and I'm good. I'm good. You forget who put you there. Hell, my hair, I can't even. So, yeah.
Hold on. Okay. All right. I think we should go away. I think they should go away with parties. Now it's just them fighting each other and doing nothing.
Exactly.
Exactly. And it's always about, when this one, when it was this one in the White House, the Congress didn't get anything accomplished. Why? Because you both can't friggin' agree. You can't come up with something. It's always one
Right.
fighting against the other. And damn, you know what? You people work for us.
Yeah. I would love to go up there. There's been a commercial for the Discovery Channel's the streaming, and oh God, well, I can't think of his name. He's a comedian, but he was up there with the 9/11 survivors. He said, these men did their jobs. Now it's time for you all to do your job. They're looking at their best interests. They're not looking at what's good for our country. And I'm afraid, honestly, that there's going to be a revolution. Give me a gun, give me a knife, give me a baseball bat. I'll be up there. I'll knock some heads off. I don't care.
Oh no, I'll be under my bed.
Yes, Wolf's Den. That was Jon Stewart. You're right. I couldn't remember his name.
I'll be the POTUS. They would not like me. Mr. Jim. Mr. Jim, I'd love you.
Well, they don't want anybody that has any common sense, that is looking out for the betterment of our country and of our people. We used to be a self-sufficient country.
Mm-hmm.
Where the hell they started to say, we're going to take our factories to these other countries. Well, when you do that, then you should be penalized out the ass.
Absolutely. It took a lot of, the mills away from people that didn't have jobs. And especially here, like in Farva, it was a huge textile city.
Right.
Okay. So a lot of the shops and a lot of the businesses, they all went abroad. Okay. And there's probably maybe 5 or 6 companies still left, right? And my family, my mom and my sisters all worked in the textile. My older
Hmm.
sister still does. My other sister, of course, lost her job, so now she works. Yeah, she bettered herself, and she now works in the hospital. When I say she bettered herself, it's not like she was bad off. Do you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, now she works in the hospital. So I don't mean that she bettered herself like she wasn't good before.
Right.
Hmm.
Oh, I get that. When where I lived in Tennessee, we had factories.
Yep.
There was, clothing factories. Uh, we had what was called Fleet Guard. They made the Fram oil filters. They're now part of the Cummins division. We had uh, they would make, like, for electric stoves, the burners, the eyes, the
Hmm.
thinger that goes in the bottom to heat your oven up. I have gas. I don't know what it's called. Um, and we had clothing factories,
Yeah.
and we had an Oster factory. My mother worked there for a year. They made blenders and mixers, and then they took that out of the country, and slowly everything started falling apart. People who had worked at these jobs for 25, 30 years, you know.
Yep. Rhonda, right? She watches all these shows that are on YouTube about freedoms and stuff like that. And she's done a couple of shows with it, like Your Rights, and people don't know about their own rights. And I would love for Rhonda to actually come up and talk about some of these YouTube channels that she has watched, because it's an eye opener for a lot of people.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think right now, with the cost of gas, the cost of groceries, and, the government's putting that fear into us. And there's people that feed off of that fear. Um, I get it about these people that are preppers. I'm not going to do it. I don't have the money to go out and buy extra food. I live off my husband's Social Security, a
Hmm.
portion of his Social Security.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
But another thing, I want to ask you this.
okay.
Someone that does not work or has never worked in this country, okay, and gets a check. Your husband worked, right? And gets less money than these people that have never worked.
Yep.
What? Like, I don't understand that.
I worked with people that they got every tax deduction,
Mm-hmm.
every credit. They would get back more money on their federal taxes than they ever paid in. Where is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I got tired of paying for that shit. And because my husband at 65, he started drawing the Social Security and worked full time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, once he hit this certain amount, they tell you, oh, you can have unlimited earnings, but they fail to tell you that your Social Security starts being taxed. For every $2 you make, you got to pay back $1. And he was forced to retire at 71, and he didn't want to retire. But yeah, and I sold Avon part-time. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
That was always a loss because it helped lower what we had to pay in. I worked with a woman, her son had never hit a lick at shit. And because he was depressed, he got a check.
Yep.
And I'm like, I had a woman I worked with, she said, "You've paid your dues. You should go file for a disability because of your depression." I said, if I can work, I'm better off.
Yep.
My husband filed for disability at the age of 60. He had 2 different kinds of lupus. He had COPD. He had a bad heart. But even with all the paperwork from all his different types of doctors, they said he wasn't sick enough.
Wow.
And I'm like, he's 60 years old. He's not doing it just, sorry, this bugs me. So because he started drawing at 65, our daughter drew a check. Okay. It went to a savings account for her. But while we went to go, I'm a bitch, straight up. I'll tell you. There was a girl sitting next to us. She said, "Oh, after 3 years, I finally get my disability." I said, "How old are you and what's wrong with you?" She said, "I'm 29. I have high blood pressure and sugar." And I looked at her and I said, "You know what? Those are 2 diseases that can be controlled by diet. And you're an able-bodied young person. You need to get up off your ass and go find a job." My husband's going, hey, shut up. You're going to get in trouble. I said, "I'm tired of this shit." I worked with people that had diabetes and high blood pressure. I have high blood pressure. It didn't keep me from going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Wes, I know I talk too much. I'm sorry.
He's kidding around with you. Wes, if you're tired, go to bed, honey. It's okay.
Yeah, you can go to bed.
We'll be here when you get up. Don't worry about it.
But, I'm very vocal on how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very vocal on a lot of shit.
That's right. Even Val just said it. Texas Val. She said, "Ronnie, preach it, sister." Absolutely.
I don't begrudge anybody that has to have use of the social programs. They were meant as a stepping stone to help you get by during a rough time. But our government has made it a generation thing. Mm-hmm. And people that truly need it, they can't get no damn help. Let me be goddamn president.
Wait a minute. I'll stop making signs. I'll make signs.
Those yahoos in Washington, they get lifetime salary. They get lifetime health benefits.
Yep.
I have Obamacare. I filed my federal income tax, and because of that shit, I only got back $152.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Whew.
And I don't want to hurt or offend or upset anybody. I don't. But, I worked with people that they had the finest cell phone. They got help with their rent. They got help with their utilities. They got food stamps. Mm-hmm. And here they're working. They're talking about going out and doing this, buying a boat, buying a car. And I'm like, I'm working my ass off to pay my house payment, to pay my bills. I don't have money for that.
No, absolutely not. I remember, I know it's about you, but I have to add this in. I remember when I split from my ex-husband, and I have, my 3 children, and I went to ask so I could get daycare, so I could continue working. It was going to cost me more money than I made to have my kids in daycare.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, well, that's because, you work, your husband, or because I was separated, worked. There was no way I could afford to put my kids in daycare.
Mm-mm.
No way.
I pay when
How is that even right? You have parents that are home all day long and put their kids in daycare when they could be home with them, but you have parents that work and literally need that daycare so they could go to work.
Go to work, exactly.
But it costs more than what you make at your job.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, why not just not work and just stay home?
Exactly.
They make it easy.
When my daughter was in daycare, I paid $35 a week.
See?
And
there you go.
I paid that. I also took in extra diapers, extra food. I mean, not that she was eating the food, excuse me, but to help the lady because she had a licensed daycare in her home. That was her only source of income. And she went up twice in the 2 years Kristen was there. And I said, Alice, what's the new rate? Excuse me. She said, I'm not going to make you pay the higher rate because you do this, this, and this for me, and I don't ask for it. I said, well, I just feel that way. I just feel like if I can help. But yeah, when my youngest sister, put her 2 boys in daycare, and she told me how much she paid per week, I almost fell over.
Yeah. All right, we're doing it. We're doing it because it's no longer an interview. Now we're buzzing with what? Life. Woo, woo. We are. We're buzzing with life, and we're going to talk about everything and anything right now. I should have changed that already because we actually stopped the interview.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm a motor mouth.
That's not what it. Don't you dare be sorry. Don't you dare be sorry. Because it's not that you're a motor mouth and you're not a motor mouth, and I love you and I want to hear more and more and more.
Bow in the presence of greatness. Cause right now that has forsaken us. You should be honored by my lateness. That I would even show up to this fake shit. Damn, they don't make them like this anymore.
Boom.
You did that, Rhonda. Hi, Lucinda.
Oh. She actually didn't. I did it.
Oh, did you do it?
I did it. I really did. Okay, now we're going to have whatever we want to talk about.
I'm talking and I'm muted. I didn't do that. That was all Susana.
Yeah, it was. It was me.
Wes, remember, you have an ass whipping where I clean up your little town with you, so.
And what I meant by my comment was end the interview and start a new life. But that's okay. It's your world. You do what you want.
Well, yeah, because I kind of stopped. We kind of stopped, I kind of stopped asking her questions.
Right.
And we just went on this totally different road that I was so into, we were so into it. We just kept going. But it's true. I didn't want to be part of the interview. I guess what I'm trying to say, like it
Yeah.
wasn't me interviewing Ronnie. It was like she was literally telling us her views, and other people were too. So it's definitely, this is a chat.
Okay, Beverly, I'll stop apologizing. That's something that my daughter gets on to me.
Yeah.
My other friends are
If
always
you're
saying,
around me enough, I won't let you do it. I've changed Susana big time with that shit. I yell at Kathy all the time because of that shit.
Yeah.
Well, it's, you get used to saying things, like I wrecked them or
There's
whatever.
one thing someone said to me a few years back, because I used to say I'm sorry all the time. Stupid shit. Sorry. You know what I mean? All
Right,
time.
right.
Are you a sorry motherfucker? The answer is no. So stop saying you're sorry. Only sorry motherfuckers say I'm sorry all the time.
What's a sorry motherfucker?
Someone that fucks your mother and they're sorry. Oh, I snorted.
But for real, like, sorry only means so much. And somebody saying I'm sorry all the time, it no longer has any meaning to anybody.
True.
So when you do something that you need to apologize for, saying I'm sorry is not going to mean a fucking thing. So stop saying I'm sorry about everything. And when you do have something to apologize for, you say, I apologize, not I'm sorry. Because sorry is just a worthless word. It truly doesn't mean anything.
Yes, ma'am, damn it.
So that's why I get on other people now, because it turned my life around the way they explained it to me was way better than what I just did. But it changed me a lot. My own kids don't even say I'm sorry anymore. They say I apologize. I just can't. And it resonated a lot with me, because it used to be like, what do you want to eat? I don't know. Well, I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm sorry for every freaking thing. I don't want to go out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Why'd you just say that? I'm sorry. It was just constant. Everything. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my daughter will do that. She will say, quit saying I'm sorry. I said, I'm sorry. And she's like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you got it takes a minute to reprogram yourself, but
I think it was the stripper side of me. She said I'm a stripper on the side, so.
Oh my God.
That's my kid. That's my baby.
Oh.
Bill.
You are not Mville.
Oh, Canadians? They're always sweet. They have nothing to be sorry about.
You can't help it because you were born there.
Or moved there, whichever way it is.
Yeah, huh?
I don't see that saying I'm sorry does have a deep meaning if it's heartfelt. Yeah, if you did something wrong truly and you say I'm sorry, of course.
I definitely not, Eric.
I always feel that maybe I say something and I upset somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And Rhonda, you know this.
Mm-hmm.
And Elizabeth knows it. I'm bad for using that phrase because I don't want to hurt anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to live your life for you, not for everybody else.
And that's true. That's true because
you are guaranteed to hurt someone no matter what you do.
Oh, of course. And, that's why I said, why can't we all get along and just agree to disagree?
Yeah.
But Ronnie, I totally get what you're saying, because sometimes, when you say something, you don't mean anything bad by it, but the other person took it that way.
Right.
So, and I'm known for that too. Like, I'll say something sarcastically and I don't mean anything. Honestly, I swear to you, bad buyer, no harm, no nothing. It was just being funny, and they take it in a different way, and it's like, I am truly sorry, but I didn't mean it that way. So I get what you're saying, Ronnie, 100%. I do,
Right.
100%.
And yes, Beverly, I did apologize when I was a stripper down the pole, because your hands might slip and you'd fall and you get up. Oh, I'm sorry. And Susan is right. And then there's those who are never sorry.
Absolutely. And
You
same
know,
with Lola. Yep.
There's those that they don't think their actions had any repercussion, and never accept responsibility for themselves.
Do I have Susan Blue? I'm not sure.
I can't tell, so.
Oh, I do. Awesome. And Nola. Hey, Nola. Thank you guys for being
So
here.
sorry, your penis is so small. Well, actually, it's not the quantity, it's the quality.
Could be.
That was good, Bobby. That was good. Psh, Bobby.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes they need hurt, and maybe they get their shit together, but probably not. I'm not sure what that means.
I do.
You do? Hi, I've been lurking and listening. Thank you, Nola, for being here.
I know him.
Thank you, everyone. Yep. And if you're not in the chat and you guys are lurking, thank you so much for being here. It means a lot to Ronnie, to me.
Well, of course, that's okay, Wonder Woman. That's different.
Yeah, that's different.
It's used in a different context.
No toothpicks for me, thank you. What's the toothpicks for?
Oh, she's talking about the size of one's manhood.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple different conversations going on in the chat.
Guys, I can get lost really, really fast. Oh. Embo with their hearts. I was kidding. Barbara says, Minnesotians spend all winter coming up with those lines. If I hurt you, I didn't mean to. I will absolutely apologize. I'm being sarcastic and you didn't get it well.
I can be sarcastic.
Mm-hmm.
I can be rude. I can be crude.
Do you think you're rude because you need to be rude?
If I feel like somebody said something to me that hurts my feelings, I'll be rude to them.
Mm-hmm.
I speak to everybody that comes into a chat, whether I know them or not. There's been some that have been little snide remarks. I'm not going to mention any names.
No.
I had one that I corrected, and she said, "Oh, thank you, Ronnie G. I made a mistake." She said, "Thanks for correcting me." I said, "Oh, anytime. That's what I'm here for."
But you turned it into a funny.
Yeah.
I'm not making any comments about any of that.
About what?
About myself.
Why?
Because you'll feel the burn when I come to burn you. Or I'll be sly about it and you have no idea I'm burning you. But I try to behave the best I can.
I never feel that. Never. No. You know what? There has been things, that I've seen in the chat, and I get butthurt over it, because I don't know if that person's being funny, being sarcastic, or they're being...
Well, yeah, because sarcasm is hard to read.
Yeah,
right.
It's hard to read. It's easy when sarcasm that you can see the person's face. For me, it's easier to see that. But when you're typing it and it's like, okay, why is this person always coming for me? Do you get that? Like every once in a while you see that little jab put out there. And I look at it as a jab from this person, and it's like, okay, why is this person being this way?
Why is this person coming for me again?
Yeah.
Right.
But
Okay,
the problem is some people, like yourself, are a little oversensitive. So you have a mindset that makes you feel like they're coming for you when they're actually not.
Mm-hmm.
And if they are coming for you, why are you letting it bother you?
Yeah. Maybe
And that's hard. I mean, it's everybody handles their feelings differently. So, it's not a negative thing.
Well, doing an email or a text, you can't convey the emotion, but the person receiving it may be reading something way out there, because I'm bad for reading shit way out there. Yeah. Making a mountain out of a molehill. That's something that doesn't even matter.
Yep.
Exactly, cuz. Exactly.
That's been a huge conversation in a lot of people's chats, and a lot of people talking about it is, getting lost in the communication of text.
Right.
I think if you put that little emoji, like a laughing face, or, a little heart after it or something, maybe it can help that text. Do you know what I mean? And the person not take it so
right. But then they could say, oh, when you sent that text and you put a laughing emoji, oh, she's just making fun of me now, or he's just making fun of me now. So if I want to talk, I'm not a big texter or a big emailer.
Yeah.
But I would rather talk, because you're going to know by the tone of my voice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
And and two, I've noticed that people in a chat, they sit behind, you can be make people think you're a quote unquote badass behind the keyboard.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't have the balls to come to your face and say it.
Right.
Okay. I'm leaving this right here. And I want to talk about this. Beverly, when you first came on, I literally thought that you didn't like me because you were always putting in, again, you don't see the emotion behind the text. You just see what you put in there. And I always thought that you were like, I don't want to say it was hard. I wanted to say that I didn't know where you were coming with a lot of, oh, you don't say it like that. And I know I get it from other people, and other people were fine that I was, I take it, it's a laughing matter, but I didn't know, because I didn't know you. And I am so grateful right now that you have said this, because you were trying to be funny. So, Beverly, thank you. Thank you. And now you can harass me all you want. Thank you. I so needed to hear that. I so needed to see that. So I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. That means so much to me. Ooh.
Oh my God.
Susana understands my jabs. I do understand your jabs.
Can you see that?
Yeah, who is that? Hold on.
That is me.
Hold on.
I can't. Where's my camera?
A little over more? Over? Okay. Now the light. Hit your phone. Yeah, there you go. A little over more? Oh my God. Look at that smile. Look at that smile.
Click on it, she says.
Click on it.
Oh, yeah, to make it bigger. Whoops, that's for my daughter.
Aw.
There you go.
There you go.
Don't ask me where that was.
You don't know where that was?
Uh-uh.
Yeah. Nothing with you.
Oh,
Difficulty
you know, that might have been down at my in-laws.
Yeah.
My in-laws had a 2-story house, but they lived in the basement. They were older. So yeah, they were older than my grandparents.
Mhm.
Yeah, she said grandma and grandpa. Yeah, I figured that out.
Mhm.
I ain't afraid of you either, Kevin. Come on, dude, bring it on.
Kevin,
Oh my God.
change your picture again. What the fuck?
Kevin! Kevin! I miss you! I miss you and I miss Lori. Oh my God, my Kevin. You're going to make me cry. He's back.
Kevin, bring it on is all I can say.
Eric, get back out of the corner. Let's go.
Eric, we don't want you in the corner. I didn't tell you to go to the
I
corner.
didn't.
You opted to do that.
I'm just sarcastic. Betty?
I love that Kathy. Oh my God. And Bonnie. You guys have hearts of gold. You make me feel so little when I'm up here talking bad.
Bonnie, what the hell did I miss yesterday?
Bonnie? Oh, Bonnie just wasn't feeling, she wasn't at her best yesterday and feelings wise.
Well, and I think the feather. Bonnie, I didn't tell your secret, but I think the weather affects her.
Oh yeah, but no, she clearly stated she was not happy and had to regroup.
Well, I get that.
Yes. Some of us don't.
Bring it on, dude. Bring it on. But Kevin is my hero. I have to admit, we were on a live show on Robbins, and some dude kept coming in harassing us. And he was like, "You fat bitch, Ronnie G." And Kevin said, "Let me take care of this." And the dude never come back.
Lucinda. Hey, Lucinda. Did I say hi to Lucinda?
Lucinda, my buddy. I hope Angela's doing okay since her aunt passed.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Someone has to lurk and watch Ronnie G. If Kevin's not picking on you, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
Totally something wrong. Yep. Because I will get in trouble if I'm out today.
I stay in trouble, Eric.
So is Eric going back in the closet?
No, he's going back to the corner.
Oh.
Nobody sent him to the corner.
He says, because I will get in trouble if I'm out today. So if he's out, that means he's out of the closet.
That's not what he said.
Oh, no. Okay.
Excuse me. Oh. Snap, crackle, pop.
I know I've been in chats when my diabetes is really up. And I know I stay away from texting because that's going to end, not going to end well. Oh. Rhonda, anyone live this afternoon? Is anyone live this afternoon?
I'm alive all day long.
No shit. Thank God. Knock on wood. I don't want to be talking to a ghost. Eric
My
closet?
head's in a complete and total lock. I don't believe so, Mr. Jim.
The 3 B's are here. Are you thinking of going on, Mr. Jim? Do it. Do it. Do it.
Who's the 3 B's?
Bonnie, Beverly, and Boopy.
Okay, gotcha. Why can't you lurk when I'm around, Wes? Do I intimidate you?
Oh my God, he just scored an 18-gallon tote of jewelry.
Oh my God.
Nice.
You know, I wouldn't have the patience that you all do going through that. I just rip it apart.
I'm going to tell you, not last night, the night before, I'm in my living room and Tina's talking to me and she kept going, talking and talking and talking. And I'm getting, because I was trying to concentrate on that little knot. And then it just got to the point and I just went, boom, and I broke. She just stopped. She just looked at me. She goes, okay, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. It was like, it wasn't about you. It was just, you're in that moment that you're trying to do something and then she's talking to you and it's like, boom, okay, I'm done. I'm listening.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
Patience
Yes,
is
I
not
do
my
talk in
first
my
name.
sleep, so I've been told. I don't know.
24 robbers came knocking on the door.
That's what I was thinking. Have you never heard that?
No, I don't know what that means.
When someone comes knocking at your door, well, how does it start out? Let me see.
Rhonda, do you know what that is?
What? I'm not even listening.
Well, thanks a lot.
24 robbers came knocking at your door?
No.
No. Never heard of that either. Huh. I want to put Ronnie right there because she's main focus.
Mm-mm.
Yes, you will.
Not last night, but the night before, 24 robbers
No, robbers came and knocking at my door.
It's a song? That's probably why I don't know it.
It's an old nursery, maybe not a nursery rhyme, but a kid's tune. Oh, that's when when Susana was saying not last night, but the night before, when she was untangling that.
Oh. I get
Look
it.
at that. Now, how them dudes come in?
Because it's someone who is subscribed to her that came and put their bot in here. Elizabeth Boo Boos, I got it, sweetheart, my love.
How is that even possible?
Thank you, lovey.
That's an asinine move right there if I saw one. Because it's subscribers, so that is somebody that is
subscribed, and then they put their bot in here for her.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Oh, well. I got something for you, Susana. I want to see. Yes!
Little boo-boos.
What is it? What is it? I want to see.
All with good intentions. No worries.
I'm waiting patiently.
I know what it's going to be.
All right. It looks like I have makeup, like a highlighter right here, and I don't. It's like shiny. I don't know.
My hair's falling, so I know. All the hairspray I used.
Mm-hmm. So what's on your agenda today there? Ronnie?
I have a hair appointment at 1:30 my time, which is 4:30 your time. And I got to go pick up my prescription. So, yeah, I got to get my roots done.
You're 2 hours of. Oh,
3 hours.
you're 3 hours?
Arizona doesn't participate in daylight savings time.
Yeah.
So you were 2 hours ahead of me prior to this. Now you're 3 hours. And California is on the same time as I am now. We don't change. I remember one time when I was a little girl and we had to go to bed at 8 or 8:30 and the sun's out shining bright, man. They never did it. They participated 1 year and that was it.
Oh, wow. Wait a minute.
What?
So I'm trying to think of the map right now. So Texas is closer to the East Coast than Arizona.
Texas is in the central southern part of the country.
Okay.
I'm in the southwestern part of the country.
Okay.
There's Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and then Cali. Mexico lays below me. Oh, that doesn't. That doesn't. But it's down below me.
Okay. I think I always have I'm pretty good with the map, but I think it's those southern states right there, to me, what I call the southwest states, that I have an issue with. Meaning an issue, I'm not sure where they are located. I got to study the map again.
Well, see, we have a part, and it's Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, and Arizona. It's called the Four Corners because you can stand in this one central location and be in all 4 states at the same time.
I have seen it on TV and I've heard about it. Have you been to that part? Have you gone there?
No.
You haven't, no.
No, that's on my list of things to do with my daughter. And to go to the Grand Canyon. My dad never would take us. He said it was just a big hole in the ground. I'd say, well, people come from all over the world to see it. He said that's their problem. So we went to Virginia every year on vacation to his family.
Huh.
Yep, to the hillbillies.
Yeah, she's been up since 7 a.m., Bobby said. Yeah, you've been up since 7 a.m. this morning.
I got up at 4:15.
Oh my God. Why?
I told Rhonda I have a fear of being late. Excuse me. That's one of my pet peeves. I'd rather be 20 minutes late 20 minutes early as 20 minutes late.
You know what I find too? A lot of people in this community have that feeling. They don't like, it's a pet peeve of theirs of being late.
Yeah.
That doesn't
I always do.
I'm always late. Always. And I have to take other people's, feelings into consideration, and it's not my fault. I think I'm going to make a show name. It's not my fault.
Cali blows, Texas sucks. Only reason Arizona stays out. Oh my God, Wes.
Oh my God. What's that stand in the 4 corners?
That won't work across the country, Beverly, because farmers need daylight savings time. It started for the farmers. There are still farmers across this country that need it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not as crucial as it used to be. Remember that.
It is in my area. We're nothing but farmland.
Hell, I lived in farmland in Tennessee too.
Like, I would never think New York is farmland. All I think about New York is
Like everybody else, all you all think about is the city.
Yes.
We're a lot more than just New York City.
Yes, exactly.
A lot more than New York City. 90% of, 98% of New York is farmland.
See? When
New York is huge. Not as big as Texas, but we're huge.
Oh my God.
If there wasn't daylight savings times, it would literally get dark here at 4 p.m.
Is that Kevin
times of the
and
year.
Lori?
Huh?
Is that Kevin and Lori?
Yes.
That's their picture?
It is.
Kevin!
Kevin,
What the hell?
you came out, Kevin.
He's out! Kevin, can you come up on panel with us?
He won't show his face.
He won't?
If y'all make a big deal out about it,
Okay.
he's definitely not going to show his face or leave that picture up.
All right. Nope, not going to do it. He is so friggin' handsome. Oh, my heart just went pitter-patter.
I hope Tina didn't hear that.
Tina is 100% secure.
Right, Barbara?
Wes has been on the forefront of I can attest to it when I yelled to him. That's funny. Oh my God. That's hilarious. All right. It's already going to be 1 o'clock.
Oh, it's only going to be 10 here.
Is she eating a bagel? Cinnamon raisin.
Yes.
Yep. I see it. Hi, Jeffrey.
Nothing on it? Just the bagel?
When they're this fresh, oh my God.
I got to do it. I got to do it. So at least I got to try. I need to hear from this man because I haven't heard from him since 1972.
Were you
They've been busy.
Mm-hmm. Well, he has some splaining to do.
Because I usually have peanut butter on it. Toasted in peanut butter. But
right, Lavaboo? Even fresh out the oven, I would still need some butter on that bad boy.
See, you're not as hardcore as I am.
But I have a problem with butter, especially. Well, I guess I have a problem with salt. I have salt issues. I love salt on everything. I make my everything bagel with cream cheese and put salt on it because most places don't have everything bagels with salt already.
Do you know that you can buy that everything bagel seasoning?
Yeah, yep. She is, Cash.
I'm eating a bagel, a boggle.
Okay. What did I miss? Because I was doing something. Okay. Toast and butter on that baby. Yep. Need coffee with Ronnie. I'm at Ronnie in the
My coffee's cold. Wes, you're not supposed to tell our secrets.
He's strong minds. How are you, honey? I watched you yesterday. I don't know if I said hi in the chat, but I know I was lurking. That's a fact. It was last night. Cream cheese.
Yes, Elizabeth.
And jam. Just don't eat a bagel. Just don't eat a bagel? What do you want her to do?
I don't eat beagles. I don't eat beagles.
Oh, beagle.
Mm-hmm.
I can eat dog. What's wrong with you?
Where in Virginia did I go, Beverly? It's a place called Wise. W-I-S-E.
Kevin,
Wise
look at your
County.
email. and rock.
I tried to get him to come on with us on Monday and Wednesday. Nope.
Yes, Wes, these are a treat.
I did. I was there last night. It was.
I wasn't. I was knocked. Yeah.
You were knocked out. I also went, Miranda Rehomer. I went in, I said hi. Went to go hit the thumbs up. Give her
You
some
went where?
support. Miranda. I went there. I went into JJ's video for the jar. I went to go put my my amount in yesterday. What else? What else did I do yesterday? Of course, I was at Hemlock's watching Pam. That was on yesterday.
I was asleep.
You were asleep?
Yeah, I was knocked.
Yes, casual flipper. It does get hot and humid in Tennessee. Oh my God.
Thankfully, Wes was awake because I was knocked.
Yeah, he was modding in the chat. Yeah.
I woke up to a bunch of missed messages, missed phone calls, missed texts.
I just leave my phone on the kitchen table.
Janine was in there too, but Wes did the modding, but Janine was in there just in case if he needed help, I guess.
Beverly,
Janine is Pam's mod. She was there to take care of her, Pam.
Absolutely.
Beverly Wise is like, it's in the southwestern corner of the state. It's about 50 miles from the Bristol, Tennessee, Virginia line.
Guess what I'm doing today at 3:00?
Getting your nails did?
Yes. How'd you know?
You were complaining about your nails looking awful yesterday.
Yeah. I called yesterday and the guy said, what time do you want to come in? And I said first 2:30. He goes, we don't have an appointment at 2:30. I said, oh no, my appointment is for 3:30. And then I says 3:00. He says, no, I don't have an appointment. I said, you tell me when you have a great time for me to come in. Because he wanted to know what time I wanted to come in. I told him. He kept saying, no, I don't have it. I don't have it. What do you have available? He said 3:30. I'll take it. So it is at 3:30, not at 3:00. So
hey, great minds, girl.
I'm telling you, my nails I should have done them over like a week ago. My nails have been growing big time. I'm like, look at that. Look, it fell off. That one fell off. Look at all of those.
Can I ask you a question?
Me or her?
Why bother wasting your money to get your nails done?
If it makes her feel good.
Yes. 100%.
Don't knock it, Rhonda.
I'm not.
It does. It definitely makes
I
me
don't.
feel. And then, when I come back on Monday, I'm going to be younger again, I hope, because look at all these whites. Like,
oh, girl.
Oh, man.
If I didn't have my hair colored, I'd be 100% gray. And this old gal is too young to be gray.
Look at this. It's freaking all white under there. Like, come on.
Wes has a hair appointment? Yeah, right.
My
hair. One hair.
He's the one that has the little lawnmower tattooed on his head with the guy pushing up. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Oh my God, that is hilarious. Wes,
sorry, Wes. I couldn't resist it.
Oh my God, that is hilarious. For all three hairs or just one?
It's probably the one in the middle, Kathy, because he needs the other two to come over opposite sides.
Oh my God.
I have an uncle that wears wigs. He's 82 years old. He's worn wigs since I was a little girl. Don't get that.
Stick on. Better. Really, Bobby? I didn't. I've seen some nails in the. When I was young, I used to do that, but they always pop off, and so I figured, let me just go get them done, and that's what I've been doing. But the thing is after a while, like say if one falls out, my nail is so weak underneath, and it's like, so when you want to take them off, they
Wait, are you getting acrylic nails done?
Gel.
Oh.
Gel. Yeah. These right here, these are acrylic because my nails had split, so they did acrylic. But when I take these off, I'm going to see if I can get the gel ones.
When your nails start doing that, that means you need to take a break from having them done. I'm just saying.
My nails are forever damaged from getting fake nails. I have little divots in all of my nails because of getting my nails done for years.
Mm-hmm.
This is
when I stop to give them a breather.
Oh my God! Wait, no! Hold on. We got to do this. Come on, do it. How do I put her up there?
There's Wes. That's Wes. Yeah, buddy.
I love it. I've never seen that. I thought you were kidding around.
No, but a lot of them put those tattoos in the nether region.
Oh God.
Bobby, my uncle wore a full wig, not a toupee. He showered in it. He swam in it. Yeah.
How could you swim with a wig?
Hell if I know, but I've seen him do it. So
it's called glue.
But your nails, when they start splitting, that means they need a break. Sorry, I hated to.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. I took a break, and then I realized after those few weeks how much money I was saving. Never went back.
I've never had a manicure.
No. Kevin, do not. You stay or come up here now.
Ooh, clap your hands.
That doesn't work for Kevin.
I know it doesn't. I know. But I had to try. My mother says a good toupee maker is going to be her next life job. So whenever we see a man with a toupee, all we say is next life alert. What about, and I have to say this, what about men, right? When they're going bald up here, they let this piece grow all the way down, and then they bring it up, and then
the comb over. I worked with a man that way, and then the wind would blow and would lift that hair up and then flop it back down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
They're not ready to. They're not willing to. They're in denial still. They're not ready to grow old.
Fake nails for a while. I think I will pull off. Yeah. But then, I don't know. And then I'm going to be self-conscious of my nails.
You can still paint them.
But they're not going to look pretty.
Yeah, they will.
It's just up to you. I had a friend that had hers done every week. And down around her cuticle, she started getting infections.
Yep.
The fungi or something.
If I even began to tell you the horror stories of nail salons, you would hate me for life. But I won't do that to you.
Don't do it. Look, Danica's here.
But I can tell you, you do not need fake nails to be gorgeous.
I know that, but it makes you feel good.
If it makes her feel good, then if okay, I'm gonna say this, I don't care. When I had boobs, pretty bras and panties made me feel like $1,000,000, even though I'm the only one that saw them.
Makes you feel sexy.
It does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. And I don't consider myself pretty. I don't consider anything like that. So anything that I can do to make me feel a little bit better, I'm going to do. And I want to have liposuction done. Liposuction. I want to take skin that doesn't belong there. I want to get my stomach shrunk. I want to do all of these things. And the thing is that I've come to understand that those things are not going to help this.
Exactly.
I understand that, but it doesn't make me not want to do it.
Right. I get that. Have you ever seen them do liposuction?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. It's like, no, thank you.
I had a breast reduction done. Because I had big boobs, and I mean, they filled out again too, but I had a breast reduction done. My daughter was only 3 months old when I had my breast reduction done because I had a lot of cysts. And I'll tell you, I went from like an E to basically almost an A. Yeah, because they're flattened at first. And then, then it grew into a B. And I was like, oh, they're kind of cute. And then all of a sudden they were a C. And I was like, oh, baby, look at these. And I was showing whoever wanted to see them. Here you go, I would show, right? And then they went to a D. And I was like, okay, now you can stop. It's okay.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, but yeah, no. And my daughter took after me, but her bazookas are a lot bigger than mine ever were. So.
Oh, my sister took after my mom with the boobs. My youngest sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know about the liposuction when they.
Yeah, it's like, I've watched documentaries and it's like, I'm like, oh my God. Knock my ass out before you start ramming that thing in my body.
I think for me, I always wanted to fix my nose because I have a hump on my nose. I always wanted to fix my nose. But what deterred me, I do have to say, was watching the procedure when they actually shove something up there and they break your nose. I was like,
right.
I would love it for it to go away, but I can tell you that I'm not having that surgery. But then you see some of these people that have had nose surgeries and they're so weird.
It totally changes their appearance.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter, bless her little heart, and this is when I wanted to punch her. She sent me a video probably a week and a half before I had my right knee replaced.
Mm-hmm.
She said, Mom, watch this. It'll prepare you. Oh my God. I just threw my computer. I was like, no. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No.
Beauty is within one's soul. When you're chasing for the next beauty trend and all you're doing is chasing a dream, beauty is what you do, what you say, and how you treat others. The heart is.
It's a band-aid for insecurities.
It is.
Ditto. I agree with you, Carol Ann.
Yeah, absolutely, Carol Ann. Yep. Cat D. Good morning, Cat D. And
Hi, Cat D. Jennifer, sorry if I didn't say hi earlier. Danica.
And Lisa is here.
Hi, Lisa. And I'm going through puberty again. That's why I sound the way I do.
He sounds like Peter Brady.
Oh, Lord.
Do you remember that on
yes.
Bunch, Peter Brady?
Oh, I remember when my brother was going through puberty. We made fun of him.
My oldest son, if you ever get to hear his voice, he has the deepest like voice. And I remember that point when he was a teenager, when he just went to that voice. And he always had like kind of a raspy voice growing up. But then when he got his voice and it was like, yo, Mom, what's going on? And I'm like, oh my God. Where did this voice come from? Because his dad doesn't have a voice like that. And it kind of took after my dad, because my dad had a raspy voice too. And I think that's why I love raspy voices.
Oh, my dad had a very deep voice. That when he got mad at you, this is how he had his fingers, like this. And he would yell and right in your face, and his voice got higher and higher. And the look, I'd say, oh my God, just whip me and get it over with.
Yeah.
I'd rather him whip me than to talk to me.
Yeah. My dad was not a person that ever hit me. All he had to do, he didn't even have to, not a word. It was the clearing of his throat. And then he would just give me that side eye. I'd be on the floor crying, my eyes out. And I had nothing to be afraid of with my dad because he didn't hit me. He never punished me. He just cleared his throat. And I think it was just a disappointment that I felt. That killed me more. Yeah.
Yeah.
My mother used to throw shoes, slippers at my head, used to throw spoons, whatever she had in her hand would be thrown. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. My mother said, I'm going to knock you down. So I just fell on the floor. And she said, why did you do that? I said, I didn't want you to hurt yourself. I just fell on the floor. Then she started laughing and forgot what she was mad at me about. So,
do you guys know that Beverly, is that an auction she's doing tonight?
No.
I don't. They're saying whose channel?
Nightmare Treasures.
Nightmare Treasures. Okay. Nightmare Treasures.
It'll be okay, Beverly.
It will.
Trust me. I'll sit up here and spill my whole life story. You can sell some goods. You don't even have to show your face, girlfriend.
What else?
Did Rhonda fall asleep?
No, she's here. I think so. Are you here?
Oh, damn well I'm here and I don't fall asleep.
Well, hell, we don't know. You say that. We don't see nothing, honey.
We don't see nothing. We don't see nothing, honey.
So, are you cooking tonight, Susana?
I'm not sure. Tina may want to go out for dinner, and I don't know. We haven't even discussed our plans for tonight, but I'm not sure.
Well, was it after JJ's unboxing yesterday? He said something that he was hungry for fish sticks. Guess what I had last night?
Fish sticks?
Fish sticks, a few French fries, and a big salad.
Oh my God. Oh, yeah. No. See, and today's Friday. You know what the thing is with me, and somebody had brought this up for me, actually texted me on this, was because on Ash Wednesday, I don't eat meat. I'm Catholic.
Right.
I don't, by name, I should say, by name. And I don't believe in a lot of it, but I do believe, I guess it was, like Ash Wednesday, it's out of respect or anything else. I don't eat meat. And also on Good Friday, I won't eat meat. But all the other Fridays in the Lent, the Catholics, they don't eat meat. Not supposed to eat meat. It's not that it's it's a sin or anything like that. It's more out of respect. But I don't. I do. I eat meat on the Fridays. After Ash Wednesday until Good Friday. I eat it. So they asked me, they're like, well, if you don't eat meat, then you shouldn't eat meat every Friday because I'm like, no. I have it on Ash Wednesday, which is very important to me, and Good Friday, which is very important as well. The other Fridays, no. Because I'll never forget this. There was one time the Pope lifted, as you want to say, I'm going to say the law, but it's not the law, that you could eat meat on a Friday because St. Patty's Day landed on a Friday, and everybody eats corned beef for St.
Right.
Patty's Day. Most of everyone. So I'm like, wait. So he can willy-nilly whatever he wants to say, and it's okay or whatever. So it's okay for me to eat meat every Friday. That's not it's not, you're not going to hell about it. But so I mindset that Ash Wednesday and Good Friday, I don't eat meat out of respect.
And on those days, I look for meat to find, like bacon, steak. Bring it on.
Yep.
God, I love bacon. I love the way your house smells after you fry bacon. Yeah.
Yep. The Catholics eat fish on Fridays. My mom did. Yep. Absolutely. My mom, huge. It was always, from and from Ash Wednesday when Lent started until Easter. I am telling you, I grew up on mostly seafood because my mother hardly ever cooked meat because she thought it wasn't a good idea that we can make a what's the word I'm looking for, when you give something up,
You can give up meat.
yeah, it's like
You can.
somebody
I know
had,
what you're saying.
you know what I'm saying, like for a certain amount of time you're uh, sacrifice. Thank you. Sacrifice.
Yes.
Thank you, Envo. Yes, it's a sacrifice you're doing for those weeks during Lent. And I used to think, well, let my mother and father sacrifice. I don't want to sacrifice.
Well, back in the day, I'm not saying it doesn't mean anything to people nowadays,
Mm-hmm.
but people literally obeyed all the Bible and the rules of their denomination.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You
I mean,
know,
we're talking like early. I think it was like in the 1800s. Catholics weren't allowed to read the Bible. We weren't allowed to read the Bible. We had to hear what the priest said. From what I understand, what was told to me. And
right?
it was a big thing that, it was like almost taboo to touch a Bible because you weren't worthy enough to read the word.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Well, see, I grew up going to non-denominational churches, and then we moved to New Mexico, and there was a little Baptist church there. We went, and my mother taught Sunday school, and she was sick, so I went in early one day to let them know that my mom wouldn't be there. And two women sat in front of me and talked about my mom during the service, and that was the last time I went to church.
Wow.
And for about 40 years, I guess. Yeah, because it's people like that that give religion a bad name
Yeah.
and turn people against it.
Yes.
I
Yep, agree.
I started going to a little country church. Country. I bring my countryside out. And where I lived in Tennessee, it was the oldest church in our county. And I was baptized in the creek, and it was cold.
Mhm.
It was a Methodist church. Um, but I didn't agree with everything they said. I feel this is my opinion. It's like a butthole. Everybody's got one. I think how you do here, it's between you and your maker, and
Yep.
how you live your life. If you try to live your life good and be good to everyone, that's more important than, and don't want to offend anybody, but I'm going to. If you go to church every time the doors are open, and that makes you think that's okay, but then you're out doing other things that are sins, you're a hypocrite.
Absolutely.
You're a hypocrite.
100%. Treat everyone kind, Bonnie says. Absolutely. And Enville said, amen, Ronnie. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, my great grandmother, bless her heart, because I would talk to her. She could not read. And I said, Mama, I said, do you go to church? And she said, no. She says she didn't have a TV. She had a radio. She said she'd listened to some sermon. She said, I don't think you have to go to church to be a good Christian. Your deeds are what gets you to where you're going, and you have a relationship with your God. Mm-hmm. I believe in higher power.
Yeah.
I do. I pray. I cuss like a sailor.
Mm-hmm.
I overeat. I smoke. And I mean, I'm just the poor man that I bought this house from. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I've known a lot of people like that too, Lisa, that went every time the church doors were open. And there was a little county north of us that got legalized packaged liquor stores. And you'd see all those good church people in there stocking up for the week.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't judge people. What you do is what you do.
Absolutely.
And if you're okay with it, you're the one that's going to have to answer to it in the end. So, yeah, he's going to tell me a thing or two.
Or not, depending on what you believe in.
Well, I believe in there's a higher power.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I do.
I have to say, since I've been on YouTube, before YouTube, I was judgmental. I was not very judgmental, but I was judgmental because I didn't know any better. And there has been people that have brought me down notches, to bring me into the right place.
I'm just happy you still love me.
Huh?
I said, I'm just happy you still love me.
Fucking always love you. Oh, sure.
That she does. I'll give it to you.
I don't want to say I was one of those people that would go to church and then talk about people. I wasn't those. But I would look at certain people, and I was not a racist, but I would be judgmental.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know why? I didn't grow up. And everybody kids around and says, my bubble. It was a bubble. And my bubble has shrunk. And I like the bubble. I'm going to still have a little bubble, but my bubble has shrunk. And I have learned so much and understand so much that I never knew before. And everyone is perfect in their own way. And
Exactly.
who am I to judge anybody? Because you know why? That mirror is standing right in front of me.
Exactly.
It might not be your story or somebody else's story or somebody else's life, but it's my life. It's my story. And I'm not perfect. And nobody's perfect.
Excuse me. I'm damn close to it.
Okay. Okay.
Not, not really. Not really, but I say,
We talked
you know,
about religion.
people use religion to knock you down,
Mm-hmm.
to make you feel bad.
Yeah, hypocrites said we are. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
We are all different, and it's a beautiful thing.
And we're still okay. Absolutely.
Yeah, yes, and we're all beautiful. We're all fine. Just think how boring it would be if we were all alike.
Mm-hmm. And I was always someone that always thought that everything perfect is beautiful. You know what I mean? It has to be perfect in order for it to be beautiful. And actually, I mean, my eyes have opened that imperfection is beauty.
Yes,
The most imperfect things are probably one of the most beautifulest things. Imperfection.
exactly.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, you might not get what I don't know. I'm in my own mind right now, but I mean, I look at a tree, right? And the tree could be all wobbly and sideways and whatnot. And then you have this other tree that's tall and leaves and it's flourishing. And I tend to look at the tree that's kind of like all rickety and doesn't have, a branch or
Right,
whatever. And I'm like, wow, that tree is so beautiful. Look at that story behind that tree.
right. And it once stood tall and beautiful like this other one.
Yep. We are beautifully broken. Yep.
You know, I mean, I'm old now.
You're not old. Old is when you're dead. You're not old.
I will be 64.
It doesn't matter. That's just a stupid number. I picked my number. And now I'm 29.
I'm 29 with a 34-year-old daughter.
I say that all the time. I'm 29 with a 34-year-old son.
Listen, my aunt is 73 years old and can run circles around me. No lie.
Yeah, I've got an aunt like that too.
Yeah.
Bitch. But I mean, my daughter, bless her heart, her attitude, she looks like her daddy, but her personality, her attitude is just like me. Her daddy's family they were all quiet. They didn't laugh. And we would go down every Sunday for lunch, and I'm like, and I started cracking jokes. I didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it lightened up the mood. And I was like, well, why not? But they were both in their 90s when they passed. And I said they were older than my grandparents. My husband's oldest brother now is 94 years old.
Wow.
And Aaron would be 85 if he had lived. Whoa.
Wow.
But
okay, when I first met Tina's mom, right? Before me meeting his mom, Tina would tell me, my mom is this, and she's this kind of personality and whatnot. It's almost like straight lace, right? She is a friggin' fucking hoot. Like, seriously, she is so funny. I looked at Tina. I was like, "Your mother is hilarious," and she goes, "No, you can't tell jokes and stuff like that. My mom's not like that." I'm like, "You don't know your mother, because she's got worse jokes than I do." The woman can cut it up. Literally, she's like, "No, she kept thinking, I think her mom was like this, you know, like an angel," and she is. The woman is amazing. But it's like, "Oh no, my mom don't talk like that." And my mom, no, no, no. I was like, "What? Are you kidding me? Your mom just said this and this and that. You can't talk about sex with your mother. Are you kidding me? The woman is a hoot. She's friggin' funny as hell." Oh my God.
Okay. Since I'm a little bit more older, when Saturday Night Live first came out with Jane Curtin and Gilda Radner, and they would say, "Jane, you ignorant slut." I brought a friend over to my house. It was after we moved to Tennessee, and my mom, we walked in. My mom said, "You ignorant slut, where the hell have you been?" I said, "None of your fucking business, bitch." And my friend's mouth fell open. She said, "Oh my God, you can't talk to your mother like that." And I said, "If my mom thought I was serious, I'd be dead right this minute."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What did you tell me yesterday? You told me a story about your mom on the front porch when you had a visitor. Oh my God, I literally died. Remember when you got a visitor to come to your house and your mom was living next door and she came out on the porch?
Oh, yeah. My parents bought a little over an acre of land for my husband and I. And my dad wanted to move back to Tennessee because all four of us kids were there, and my mother had had a stroke and they needed help, yada, yada, yada. Well, there was a car that came up to the back of my house. My mom calls me, "Who's that at your house?" I said, "You got a little bit of nose trouble today, don't you, Mother?" And she said, "Well, who is it?" I said, "Nunya," and I hung up. I mean, that's how we were. When my mother was in the hospital, bless her heart, I took her headbands, those stretchy headbands to keep her hair out of her face. And I said, "Where's your headband?" And she pointed, and it was like she was pointing towards the bathroom. So I walked over there, and she said, "No, there, dumbass." And I'm like, "Mom, you just called me a dumbass." She said, "Oh, I did. I'm sorry, but you are."
Oh my God, did you read this? Look. Danica said, "I was heavy into church when my boys were little. The leaders painted this picture that led me to believe they helped everyone. As I got deeper, it was all lies." And then she turns around and she said, "I ended up on a cruise with the preacher and his wife, and they were drunk. A couple of swappers."
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Yeah, my mother. And I had a great relationship with my mother. Did we butt heads? We sure did.
Mm-hmm.
We sure did. But my dad said we were too much alike. But when my mom spent the last couple of months of her life in a hospital, and she couldn't remember their phone number, but she remembered mine. And she would call me and say, "I'm scared. I'm scared." Oh my God. I would have loved that. I would have loved that.
It wouldn't even been a fast Rip, that would have been
It would
so
be the
slow.
slow.
So slow. And then I would really pull. Oh.
But my mom would call me and she would say, you know, they've left me here. This room's dark. Everybody's gone. I said, no, mother. I said, look to your left. See the doors cracked? You see the lights? And she said, yes. I said, you know where your buzzer is? She said, yes. I said, if you need anything, you call those nurses and they'll come in there. It's quiet time. It's time for sleep in the hospital. And she'd say, oh, I thought your dad took me somewhere and just left me. When she lost her leg, they had on morphine.
Oh.
My dad walked into the room about the same time the doctor did. And she looked at my dad. She said, there you are, you son of a bitch. What did you do to me last night? You took me down to Mexico and left me in some whorehouse while you were out playing cards. And the doctor looked at my dad and he said, I think she's had too much morphine. My dad said, I think you're right.
I'm going to tell you something. Morphine. My daughter, when she was like 5 years old, had to get a cyst removed from her throat.
Mm-hmm.
So, and my daughter, I know this is not part of the story, but my daughter looked like friggin' little Snow White. She was so white and she had all these curls, dark hair curls. She looked so angelic, so beautiful, right? On the bed. I just had to put that in. But she had to have anesthesia when they did the surgery. Well, when she came back upstairs, right? And of course I stood there with her. When she was waking up, I'm telling you, when they say anesthesia does things to people, this is a true fact. My little girl at 5 years old stood up on her bed, started pulling at her stomach, and she kept saying, I'm having a baby. I'm having a baby. I'm like, what the hell? And I ran to get the nurse. I'm like, what's wrong with my daughter? What's wrong with my daughter? And she came running in, and Casey was with my ex-husband was there. And I'm like, what's wrong with Casey? Look at her. She's having a baby. And she kept going. I literally had to take her for a walk. The nurse told me, take her for a walk around the nurse's station with a little IV pole. And she kept going, I'm having a baby. I'm having a baby. I'm like, and people are looking at me like, what the hell's wrong? What did you do to your kid? Come to find out, because I kept talking to the doctor about it, why would she even think of something like that? And we used to watch Having Your Baby on TLC about women having babies. I guess that was a show I watched, and that stood in her brain. And she thought she was having a baby because she associated the hospital with having a baby.
Oh.
So my daughter at 5 years old, yeah, she was in labor.
Well, Kristen was like 6 or 7, and it was like 20, 48 hours Dateline or something. And it was about birthing in tubs. And so I'm like, well, she needs to know. So we were watching it, and she said, Mom, does the baby come out there? I said, yes. She said, oh, no wonder that woman's saying, ow, it hurts. Please, you don't want, it feels like I don't know what coming out.
Oh my God.
But yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how did I get on that subject of anesthesia? Oh, morphine.
Morphine. Yeah.
When your mom was kind of confused. Yeah.
Oh boy, she was. She truly was. Oh my God, the story. Oprah. Who's Oprah?
Who's Oprah?
You said hi, Oprah.
Outlaw.
Oh, hi, Outlaw. Yes, I agree. There are some true preachers out there.
Mm-hmm.
My husband's nephew is in Jimmy Swaggart's choir. He's the musical and choir director. Yeah. A little something wrong with him.
He says, my mother's preacher is great. Have no transportation. He will let me go with him to work. I get to go dumpster diving all day long until he gets off work. This other preacher won't help me at all. Oh, well, at least you have that one, which is awesome.
Right.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys. It's 1:45. I can't be here all day with you guys.
Why not?
I got shit to do.
I do too, unfortunately.
Rhonda, do you
you.
want to drop it all the links while we say our goodbyes here?
She's asleep.
Bow in the presence of greatness.
Did I wake her?
She's asleep.
She's asleep. All right. So having said that, everyone, I just want to say thank you
You
so
wish
much.
I was sleeping.
Well, you don't respond in a timely manner.
Yes. So, Jabby's Treasures, he's going to be
Just
having
working back here.
Jeopardy on his channel on April 3rd, and Ronnie G is one of the contestants. Woo, woo! So
The 3 R's.
the 3.
Robin, Rhonda, and Ronnie.
Oh my God, triple R. Ah. Hey, imagine if you find 3 people with a name that begins with the X. You get a lot of views. The triple X.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. All right. Yeah, Beverly, go right ahead. Do it. Everyone, drop your links. Drop everything. Ronnie, thank you so much.
Thank you, Susana.
And
It's been an honor and a pleasure and a privilege. And I hope I didn't bore your people.
Yeah, I don't
viewers.
think so at all. Not at all. Not at all. Yeah, I hope that someone out there, it resonated with them. And, Ronnie is a true, strong woman.
There's a lot of people that don't want to talk about past trauma.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem with it. It happened.
Yeah.
If I could change it, I would have changed it, but I can't. So it's I learned, and you go on.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for being in the chat. Thank you, Rhonda, for coming up. I love you all.
Rhonda. I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Good day.
Where'd she go? Where'd she go? She left us. What the hell? And you guys are still here. See you all later. Bye. Angel Tickle Toes and Stars and Back. Watch this. Watch this, guys. Watch this.
Yeah. So down. Y'all know what time it is. 3-6 Mafia. What the world been waiting on, man? Ride or die. Ride or die.
They see me rolling. They see me rolling.
Seize the fuck. Ready or not, here I come.
Available, I'm blown up like an inflatable, I'm undebatable, I'm unavoidable, I'm unevadable, I'm untoiletable, I got a trailer full of money and I'm paid for, I'm not afraid to pull them. Man, stop. Look what I'm planning.